Welcome back into the Pioneer Sports Network. It's the Pioneer Kickoff Show driven by Gateway Ford Nissan. Today it's Tusculum and Lenoir-Rhyne. Let's go in depth in the South Atlantic Conference. Today is for the conference title. Everybody else is playing earlier today. We are the last game of the day. Tusculum claiming the Mountain Division with a 6-2 record in the league. They are 6-4 overall. As Mars Hill tied with the Pioneers for that Mountain Division, but head-to-head, Pioneers take the crown as they are 6-2 as well. Carson Newman finished 4-4 in the conference during the divisional play, if you will. They are 5-5. Emory and Henry sits at 3-5. Wise 1-7, and Erskine 0-8 in the division. In the Piedmont Division, Lenoir-Rhyne at 9-1 overall, 15th in the country. They are 7-1 in the league. They get the Piedmont Division by virtue of their head-to-head win with Limestone, who is also 7-1 in the league. They are 7-3 overall, winners of 4 straight. The Wingate Bulldogs 6-2 in the division. They are 7-3 overall. Barton 3-5, 5-5 overall. Newberry's 3-5, 4-6 overall. Last year's conference champion, and Catawba 2-6 in the league, 4-6 overall. This is how everybody is playing today. They kicked off, should be close to finishing up at Wise. They kicked off at noon, Wingate and Wise. Limestone is at Emory and Henry. They kicked off at 1. Catawba at Carson Newman kicked off at 1. Everybody else kicked off at 1. Newberry at Mars Hill. Barton at Erskine in the conference today. The regional rankings, as we take a look at that, because the top 7 go to the playoffs, the number 1 seed gets the bye. The number 1 right now is Benedict. And the number 2 is Delta State, followed by Valdosta State. 4th in the region is Lenoir-Rhyne. West Florida falls from 4 to 5. It is Fayetteville State up a spot to number 6, and Virginia Union in at number 7. Limestone at 8, Miles at 9, and Mars Hill currently ranked 10th. Tusculum not ranked in the region. The We Played Sports Players of the Week this week go to 3 players who will play in this game. Lenoir-Rhyne quarterback Sean White was tabbed as the Offensive Player of the Week. Tusculum defensive back Jermaine Witherspoon, the defensive player, and the special teams player, Tusculum's Nick Pope. Sean White last week led the Bears to a 28-7 win over Catawba. He had 4 touchdowns, 3 in the air and 1 on the ground, accounting for all 28 of LR's points. He finished the game with 190 yards through the air, 19 yards on the ground. Meanwhile, Jermaine Witherspoon, heroics. He had the scoop and score to tie the game at 14 as the Pioneers rally for that overtime win. He also had his 10th career interception, his 5th on the season, and he finished the game with 7 tackles and a quarterback hurry. Meanwhile, Nick Pope, the graduate from Lincoln, Alabama, 40.2-yard average on his punts, and 1 punt inside the 20. 5 were called for fair catches. He also had 1 that landed at the 2-yard line. He connected on all 3 of his extra point attempts. The We Played Sports Players of the Week. That's a look at in-depth in the South Atlantic Conference, and when we come back, much more, including our player take. That's when we continue here on the Pioneer Kickoff Show, driven by Gateway Ford Nissan. It's the Conference Championship, Tusculum and Lenoir-Rhyne on the Pioneer Sports Network. Rick. Welcome back into the Pioneer Kickoff Show. It's Tusculum and Lenoir-Rhyne for the Conference Championship today, driven by Gateway Ford Nissan. Time to get our player take. We have a chance to meet with some guys during the week. Reginald Hunter is the tight end for the Tusculum Pioneers. He's a really good receiver. He is a good blocker, and he is molding into a great tight end for the Tusculum Pioneers. Last week, he had the 1 big catch in the overtime, and it really set the Pioneers up for good things. We get his take on how they must prepare this week for the conference title game.
Everybody just got to believe in each other, believe and have confidence that we can go out there and win Saturday. And I feel like everybody, the way practice been going, like everybody got that little momentum and that belief that we can go out there and do it Saturday.
That's Reggie Hunter. Meanwhile, our conference defensive player of the week, also the Tennessee Sports Writers player of the week, is Jermaine Witherspoon out of Miami. He has been a staple in the backfield defensively for this Pioneer team. His 10th interception he was able to gather last week against Marseille, plus a scoop and score last week that made the game 14-13. The extra point tied the game as the Pioneers rallied from a 14-0 deficit. Witherspoon played in the spring conference championship game against the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears and then was dealt with some adversity last year against LR, again between the bricks at Moretz Stadium. He would like nothing better than to finish his Pioneer career with 2 conference championships. How do you prepare for a Lenoir-Rhyne offense?
Our mindset is run to the ball. We're going to keep playing hard. We're not worried about messing up. We know everybody going to mess up. We got to keep playing. No big plays for touchdowns. Keep everything in front of you. Same. It's a normal game plan for big games. You know, we come in, we got to come play. It's mano y mano. It's not X's and O's. It's Jimmy and Joe's.
And that's the players' take. Thanks to Jermaine Witherspoon and to Reggie Hunter for their conversations this week from our Pioneer Football Show, live from Applebee's, to get their take on preparing for the conference championship game. When we come back, we'll hear from Jim Miller as we give you our keys to the game. We still have Jerry Odom and our conversation with him on the way. That's when we continue with more of our Pioneer Kickoff Show. Today it's Tusculum and 15th-ranked Lenoir-Rhyne for the Conference Football Championship, driven by Gateway Ford Nissan on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Hi.
Ladies and gentlemen, today marks the final home game for our Tusculum football seniors. This class won the program's 4th conference title and has accounted for 3 winning seasons. Over the years, they have honored us on the field and in the classroom and community, but today we honor them. Dexler Benjamin graduated with honors last May with a degree in chemistry and is a 3-time D2 ADA Academic Achievement Award recipient. From Roswell, Georgia, Dexler Benjamin. Renadrick Bradley, in his 18 career games with the Pioneers, he has scored 3 touchdowns and is majoring in sports management. With him are his mother, Lucina Williams, and Dada Rod Bradley. From Lake City, Florida, Renadrick Bradley. Jordan Brown is wrapping up his first and only season at Tusculum after graduating from Union College last year. He is enrolled in graduate school and working on his master's in sports administration. He is the son of Veronica Brown and the grandson of Teresa Brown. From Shelby, North Carolina, Jordan Brown. Tycorian Brown leads the league in interceptions while tying a single season mark by recording a pick in 4 consecutive games. His 10 career interceptions are ranked 3rd in school history. He is majoring in criminal justice and is a member of the AD Honor Roll. He is the son of Otakia Brown from West Palm Beach. Tycorian Brown. Josh Curry has been an all-conference long snapper throughout his career and was named to the academic all-district team last year. He's the son of Tim and Pam Curry and is majoring in environmental science. From Murfreesboro, Josh Curry. Ryan Dolce came to Tusculum from New Haven in 2021 and earned all SAC honors in his first season. He has made 115 tackles in his 21 games at Tusculum with 4 interceptions. He earned his undergraduate degree from New Haven and is working on his MBA at Tusculum. He is the son of Rosalind Dolce. From Union, New Jersey, Ryan Dolce. Colton Edwards has contributed on the offensive line over the past 4 years and is a member of the AD Honor Roll and earned his Bachelor of Arts degree last May and is working on his MAT. He is the son of David and Villa Edwards. From Evansville, Tennessee, Colton Edwards. Jordan Harmon has played in 17 career games and is majoring in criminal justice. Jordan is the son of Carla Cotton and Willie Harmon. From Jacksonville, Florida, Jordan Harmon. Raynell Killian wraps up a college career with Valdosta State and Tusculum, where he has combined for 3 league titles and a national championship in 48 games of action. At TU, he has 89 tackles with an interception. He is the son of Tanika and Raynell Killian and is majoring in elementary education. From Jacksonville, Florida, Raynell Killian. Jocelyn Mira earned all SAC honors last year and is playing in his 26th career game today, where he has 86 tackles, including 14 for loss. He is a member of the AD Honor Roll and earned his bachelor's degree last year in business administration and is working on his MBA. He's the son of Yoletta Mira. From Fort Myers, Florida, Jocelyn Mira. Bryce Moore played his first 2 seasons at quarterback before making the transition to tight end, where he earned all conference honors last year. His final season has had him sidelined due to injury. He graduated from Tusculum in 2022 and is completing his graduate degree, where he is a SAC Commissioner's Honor Roll and AD Honor Roll. He is the son of Brian and Jan Moore. From Jefferson, Georgia, Bryce Moore. Markel Pittman has played 2 seasons on the football field for the Pioneers on defense and special teams. His 96-yard kickoff return for touchdown last year is the 5th longest in program history. He is an All-American on the Tusculum track team as a sprinter. He is majoring in sports science and is escorted by his mother, Korea Thomas, and his stepfather, Daryl Marshall. From Tallahassee, Florida, Markel Pittman. Adrian and Andre Robinson. Adrian has played in 30 games in the secondary and has made 3 interceptions, while Andre has posted 4 picks, including 1 he returned for a school record 97-yard touchdown. Both are honor students and are 2-time members of the Division II Academic All-District Team and D2 ADA Academic Team. Adrian is majoring in psychology and Andre is majoring in sports management. They are the sons of Clarence and Tanique Robinson. From Covington, Georgia, Adrian and Andre Robinson. Joe Robustelli is completing his first and only season at Tusculum, where he leads the team with his 6 touchdown receptions and is second with 20 catches for 475 yards. He is majoring in communications. From Sarasota, Florida, Joe Robustelli. Antonio Sanchez has been a member of the program for the last 4 years on special teams. He is the son of Jorge and Katie Sanchez and is majoring in accounting. From Sevierville, Antonio Sanchez. In Wesley Scott's 4-year collegiate career, he has earned all-conference twice and is approaching 300 tackles for his career. At Tusculum, he has made 171 stops with an interception he returned for a touchdown. He is majoring in sports science and is a member of the AD Honor Roll. From Hobie Sound, Florida, Wesley Scott. Ben and Will Schellenbach. Ben has been an all-conference offensive tackle for the Pioneers, where he has played in 33 games. Will has played in 35 games at tight end, where he has made 32 receptions for 356 yards and 5 touchdowns. Both are members of the AD Honor Roll and majoring in sports science. They are the sons of Jim and Kim Schellenbach. From Melbourne, Florida, Ben and Will Schellenbach. Chris Smith's college career spans 2 years at Savannah State and the last 2 at Tusculum, where he has 32 tackles. He is majoring in business administration and is the son of Christopher Smith and Ebony Walker. From Miami, Florida, Chris Smith. John Smith is playing in his 40th career game today, where he has 138 tackles with 3 interceptions. He is the son of John and Nikki Smith and is majoring in sports science. From Cocoa, Florida, John Smith. Chris Stevenson has played 3 seasons at Tusculum, where he has accounted for 50 tackles, including 4 for loss. He is a member of the 80 Honor Roll while majoring in sports science. He is the son of Michael and Gloria Stevenson. From Knoxville, Chris Stevenson. Jamichael Wilson is playing in his 33rd career game today, where he has 70 tackles, including 15 for loss and 6 sacks. Earlier this year, he recorded his first career interception. He is a member of the 80 Honor Roll and is the son of Michael Turner and Latresa Wilson. From Chattanooga, Jamichael Wilson. Raynell Killian wraps up his college career with Valdosta State and Tusculum, where he has combined for 3 league titles and a national championship in 48 games of action. At TU, he has 89 tackles with an interception. He is the son of Tanika and Raynell Killian and is majoring in elementary education. From Jacksonville, Florida, Raynell Killian. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the senior class of 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to please stand for today's invocation and our national anthem. Our invocation will be given today by Dr. Chris Shumate, Tusculum campus minister. Following the invocation, please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem, which will be performed by the Tusculum Marching Band under the direction of Dr. David Gonzalez, Director of Bands.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we praise you today and thank you for the countless blessings we've received. On this Veterans Day, we thank you for all those who have so bravely and sacrificially served our country, and we ask that you would bless them and their families. Thank you for the chance to be here today. For the 2 teams that will be playing this afternoon, we ask that you would bless the players and keep them safe. Bless the coaches, trainers, officials, fans, and everyone here today. May our words, thoughts, and actions honor you. Thank you again for all you've done, and we pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the 2023 SAC Mountain Division champion, Tusculum Pioneers. And now, please welcome to the field the 2023 SAC Piedmont Division champion, the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to midfield where the South Atlantic Conference Commissioner, Patrick Fritz, will present the 2023 South Atlantic Conference's Wealth Enhancement Group Elite 23 Award. This award honors the student athlete with the top cumulative grade point average who is competing at the final site of each of the conference's 23 team championship sports. These awards are modeled after the NCAA's Elite 90 Award, which is presented at each of the NCAA's 90 championships, and the selection criteria for the SAC Wealth Enhancement Group Elite 23 Award is similar to that of the NCAA Elite 90 Awards. This year's winner for football is, from Lenoir-Rhyne with a GPA of 3.979 in history, Brett Childers. Congratulations, Brett. Ladies and gentlemen, prior to today's kickoff, we would like to recognize both teams for their outstanding efforts so far this season and award them for the division championship trophies. First, for the Piedmont Division, with the captains of the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears, please come forward and accept your 2023 SAC Football Piedmont Division Championship Trophy. Next, for the Mountain Division, with the captains of the Tusculum Pioneers, please come forward and accept your 2023 SAC Football Mountain Division Championship Trophy. Congratulations to both teams and good luck today. Fans, please direct your attention to midfield for the game environment pledge. Representing Lenoir-Rhyne is Blake Jefferson, and representing Tusculum is Will Schellenbach.
Welcome to today's game between the Tusculum Pioneers and the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. We see this football field as an extension of our classroom environment, where we learn dignity and respect for others.
Today, we ask for your enthusiastic support of our respective teams. We also ask that you support the student athletes from both our institutions by honoring our request to treat all fans, officials, coaches, and student athletes with respect. Thank you.
Lenoir-Rhyne, you have been your team. What can you call? Tails. Tails is the call? And it is tails. For the second half, obviously Tusculum, you want to see. Which one you got to pick? Two from the top. You guys move around, put your back foot. Tusculum over here.
Pioneer football kicks off now.
Tusculum and Lenoir-Rhyne, we welcome you back into Pioneer Field. For those of you listening across the Pioneer Sports Network, the executive producer of the Pioneer Sports Network is Nathan Humbert. And for those of you viewing on Flow Sports through the conference, Jessica Biggers handling the sights and sounds on that side of it. The Lenoir-Rhyne Bears win the opening toss, and they defer to the second half, and so they will be kicking off to the Pioneers. Pioneers have had not as much luck returning kicks this season. We're going to put Pittman back there along with Bradley. Just haven't had the success. We're average only about 18 yards a return. And last year we had some excitement back there with Pittman and Burke returning kicks for touchdowns. That just has not been the case so far this year.
No, it sure hasn't. And I mean, a lot of it is quite honestly they've not had the opportunity. The way college football is played today, they're not really getting the opportunity to return kicks.
A lot of, well, last week it was this Pioneer team that took some actually just fair catches. So getting ready to kick it away will be Jake Brown. Brown, a young freshman for the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. Jacobs and Odom. The conference championship is underway as we welcome you in to Pioneer Field. Foot to leather for Brown, and will go into the end zone for a touchback, and the Pioneers will take over 1st and 10 at the 25 as we meet the Pioneer offensive starters across that offensive line. Schellenbach, Gum, Gold, Kelsey, and Jackson. The wideouts, Robustelli will be back today. Burke and Brown, we probably were going to see Zeron Collins that'll be out there to start right away for this Pioneer team. In the backfield, Jalen Hunt, and the tight end is Will Schellenbach, and the quarterback is Matthew Palazzo for the Pioneers, his first year as a starter for Tusculum, going up against an LR Bear team that's tops in just about everything in the conference. First run of the game will be Jalen Hunt. He'll run it to the right side. He'll cross the 30 up to the 31-yard line before he's brought down by a wall of white jerseys. Led that time by the safety in that backfield, which is going to be James Ussery, the sophomore from Kings Mountain. 2nd and 5.
Pioneers already going for it.
Palazzo to pass quickly. He's got Burke complete at the 35. Makes a guy miss. He's lost the football. It's out. Ussery's got it. It's a turnover, and the Pioneers give it up on the second play of the game.
Just a terrible break for the Pioneers. They had the first down. They tried, Tyler Burke trying to make something happen. Lenoir-Rhyne just flies in and forces the fumble, and now they're a +10, and the Pioneers are a -7.
And Burke really wasn't even contacted. He was just trying to make a move, and he just had the ball pop out. Then he couldn't fall on top of it. Ussery recovers it, and the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears take over at the Pioneer 35.
Yeah, just a terrible break for Tusculum here. Lenoir-Rhyne, excellent starting field position on their first offensive possession.
So let's meet the offensive starters for the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. Jennings, Foster, Jefferson, Wenzel, and Wells across the line. The tight end is Godwin. The wideouts are Rogers, Sumner, and Lester. The running back is the All-American McGee. And getting the start today will be Sean White. He has backed up Ferguson this year. McGee, stiff arm, getting it to the left side across the 30. He'll take it down inside the 30 to the 28. He'll gain 7, brings up 2nd down and 3 as Wesley Scott comes up with the stop, the team's leading tackler.
You know, that just shows you how good Dwayne McGee is. He's 5'7", 170 pounds. Tusculum defender comes flying in. Should have had him at or behind the line of scrimmage. McGee stiffs arm him and picks up 8 yards.
So 2nd down, we'll call it 2. They have it down to the 27. They'll send a man in motion across the formation. Handoff again, McGee. He starts it to the right, moves it back up the middle, and be brought down by the senior Jermichael Wilson right there in the middle. He got a little help, and it brings them 3rd down and 3 on a loss of a yard.
It was a big play for the Pioneers there. Now if they can get another one and maybe just get out of here with Lenoir-Rhyne trying a field goal, that would be a good stand compared to where the Bears started.
13 and a half just underway. Tusculum, as they started last week, opening drive turnover, an opening drive second play turnover on a fumble by Tyler Burke. 3rd down and 3. Sean White works out of the gun. McGee on his left shoulder. Snap is back, waist high, pass across is caught by the tight end on a tip. Actually caught by an offensive lineman on a tip ball. Well defended by Dolce, and coming up with that catch is Ryan Wetzel, his first career catch, the right guard for the Bears.
Dolce did a good job. He jumped up and batted the ball down, and it bounced right back into the hands of the offensive lineman.
So Wetzel with the catch. He was stopped shy of the line to gain. It's 4th down and a yard. The Bears line up to go for it. Sean White works out of the pistol with McGee lined up behind him. On 4th down, 2 wideouts to the near side. White will check off, turns and checks with McGee. 5 seconds on the play clock. Snap is back, chest high. Handoff is to McGee. He tiptoes his way across the 25 down to the 24, and it'll move the chains 1st and 10 for the Bears.
Made it a yard, got 2, and Lenoir-Rhyne set up, continuing to roll.
So the 4th down conversion picked up by Lenoir-Rhyne. They are very good at moving the chains this season. 10 of 20, though, on 4th downs for the year. Down and 10 at the 24. It's incomplete.
And
the intended target who happened to be the honorary listener
on the play, number 4, Typorian Brown. Second down, Bears. Dwayne McGee on the carry. Tackle for the Pioneers, number 13, Ernest Johnson.
Another big third down play here for the Pioneers. If they could just do something to get a nice stop here and not give up the first down and let Lenoir-Rhyne keep trying to get a touchdown.
So the Pioneers this season on third downs allowing teams just 31% to convert. Bears have been pretty good on third downs this year, 37%, allowing teams 26%. Third down and 7, White. Snap is back at his knees. He's under pressure. He's going to take a hit and go down at the line of scrimmage as the Pioneers get a coverage sack, as that's Day White, the first-teamer from a season ago, forcing fourth down and 7 and a field goal opportunity for the Bears.
So far, this has been about as well as the Pioneers could hope for. Lenoir-Rhyne started this drive on the Tusculum 35, and they're ending it with a field goal attempt.
Jake Brown, 10 of 13 this year from distance, from field goals. This will be a 39-yard attempt. Snap, hold, and kick is no good. He missed it as he pushes it to the right. A little bit of a mud spot there where he took the kick, and the Pioneers, who coughed it up on the second play of the game on a fumble, turn away the Bears. No points on the opening possession for LR.
Pioneer head coach Jerry Odom fired up. All the Tusculum sidelines fired up. These guys are out there cheering. Coach Odom very proud of his defense, has been all year, and he certainly was on that series, Brian.
Brown's longest this season, 41 yards. And his first miss between 30 and 39 yards this season. He was 3 for 3 prior to that. He had plenty of leg. He just pushed it to the right. First and 10 for Tusculum. Matthew Palazzo will have it at the Pioneer 21, going right to left. Second offensive series. Handoff, Jalen Hunt is dragged down by his shirt collar and ripped right down defensively. There in that defensive tackle position is a man who wreaked havoc on the Pioneers last season. That is Andre Jefferson.
Jefferson had to play red, I think, better than the Pioneers did, because he was through the line before the handoff even occurred.
Which will be the key today. Loss of 3, second and 13 for Tusculum, back to the 18-yard line. A.J. Hill comes in motion. They'll run the pitch toss to this near side, and we fall down. Just fall to the ground at the 14-yard line, and that's Jalen Hunt. And again, he doesn't have his jersey. They just fell down. The grass monster got it.
Yeah, I mean, we did get a little bit of rain. I guess it was yesterday, first rain we've had here in East Tennessee in a month at least anyway, and maybe it's just a little bit slippery out there.
Third down, 17 at the 14. Schellenbach will move to the right side of the line. 3 wide outs to that far side. Palazzo with the snap back to pass. He's got a man complete to the right side. A.J. Hill makes a guy miss at the 18, at the 20. Goes out of bounds at the 22 as he's gang tackled. And the Pioneers do gain something, about 8 yards on third down. But it's fourth down now and 8, and the punt team will be out.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. They did get the yards back that they lost on the 2 negative plays. But as it is, they'll have to get a good punt here from Pope.
And Pope has been doing that this season. Nick Pope has been a huge bright spot for the Pioneers. The graduate transfer out of Shorter University, was excited, had a chance to see him this week. Said, man, I'm playing for something. First time in my college career. Pope has been outstanding. Averaged 40 yards a punt last week. This one is low, and they don't want to give the returner, Carter, any opportunity. That's Diari Carter, who's back there. He's returned 3 this year for scores, and Pope probably just going right with the game plan didn't give him a chance to return it. It was low, not returnable, and it's touched up, however, at the Bear 44-yard line, which will take us to a timeout on the field. We'll take that break and return in 1 minute. 9:12 to play here in this opening quarter of the conference championship game. Tusculum 0, Lenoir-Rhyne 0. This is Pioneer football, driven by Gateway Ford Nissan, seen through Flow Sports. Conference championship scoreless here in this opening quarter. LR's second offensive possession after taking over deep in Pioneer territory after the Burke fumble. Recovery by Ussery. This will be White. Waist-high snap out of the gun, hands off to McGee across the 40. Still moving. It's just a rugby pile right now. He moves it into Pioneer territory. Across the 50, down to the 47, gain of 9. He got pushed for 4 extra yards, second down and 1.
Yeah, that's one of those deals, and I've said it, for years now. There's just no consistency in the whistle, and that's the way people are going to get hurt if it just continue to keep pushing forward like that. Fortunately, nobody was.
Clock runs, 8:40 to play here in the first quarter. No score. Out of the gun, once again, is going to be White. Again, the backup this season to Jalen Ferguson, but both quarterbacks have been exceptional all season long. 2 wideouts to the near side. A handoff again to McGee. This time he's going to be swarmed under, and Jordan Taylor from his corner position on a corner blitz right side comes up with the stop for no gain. It's third down and a yard for the Bears.
Yeah, Taylor actually had him from behind and did sort of the old-fashioned belly-to-back suplex maneuver and threw him back for a little bit of loss.
2 wideouts to the far side for the Bears. Songa Yates goes out there as well. 5 wideouts in the formation. White is the single setback, empty backfield. Bring the tight end in motion, and White's going to follow him, and he'll get the first at the 45, but that's it. It does lay across the 45. JaMichael Wilson is there on the stop for the Pioneers. It does move the chain. Bear.
That White's pass down the middle, complete to 88.
4 yards from Sean White.
It's just a picture-perfect play there by the Bears. I mean, delivered exactly where it had to have. Even you kind of had double coverage by Tusculum's defense, but still just a phenomenal pass, and the Bears are in the lead.
Yates with just a post route gets into the end zone. White's 7th touchdown pass of the year, and the Pioneers find themselves down 6-0 here in the opening quarter. Clark to hold it. And the point is up and good by Brown. We go to a break and back in 30 seconds. 7:17 to play in this opening quarter. It's now Lenoir-Rhyne 7. It's Tusculum 0. Pioneer football continues after this. Driven by Gateway Ford Nissan on the Pioneer Sports Network, seen through Flow Sports.
Kicking off 37, Jake Brown back to receive. In Andrew Bradley and Martell Pittman.
Seven to nothing, the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears lead after a 4-play, 56-yard drive. Brown to kick it away, and he's going to yank this out of bounds. That's what you call a pull hook. It'll be first and 10 for the Pioneers, 35-yard line. So the drive was for the Bears, 3 carries for 12 yards, and then the bomb, 44-yarder to Yates. And Yates, who makes that touchdown reception for the Bears, he has 26 catches, now 3 touchdowns on the year. Pioneers, as they were last week, Joe, they trail 7-0 here in the first quarter.
They do. That ball went out of bounds. They're going to get pretty good starting field position here at their own 35 following the penalty. So hopefully they can answer with what the Bears just did.
Matthew Palazzo and the offense have had 2 plays of fumble and then 3 plays negative yards. First and 10 from the 35-yard line for Palazzo, as JoJo Restall is in the backfield. Kamani Brown will go in motion. Palazzo to pass. He's under pressure. He's sacked. absolutely just snuffed under, and there was no room to breathe. Coming from his defensive end position, Connor Lecheski, a young freshman for the Bears, gets the finishing touches on Matthew Palazzo.
I'm not even entirely sure if he was touched going through that Tusculum defense or offensive front and just went right straight to the quarterback.
Second down and 16, back at the 29-yard line for the Pioneers. Palazzo with the snap, it's waist high. Pass across the middle, lunging and diving is going to be a completion to Ethan Stinnett. Back up at the 45-yard line for the Pioneers. It's a 1st and 10.
Not sure.
Oh, they didn't give him the first down. He completed it across the 45. They say the 44. It's 3rd and a yard. Wow. This will be Palazzo. His pass is tipped and dropped. It wasn't easy for Hunter, and the Bears just jump up and tip it. And the Pioneers face 4th down and a half yard as Stinnett diving for that catch, Joe. He obviously came down with the ball across the 45.
That's why it sure looked like with us. And like you said earlier, there's just inconsistency on where the footballs get spotted these days.
4th down and a yard. Pioneers have the offense out there. They'll go for it.
I mean, in a situation, you absolutely have to. It's a conference championship, and you're down.
Down 7-0 with 6:20 to play. Kamani Brown comes in motion across the formation. Palazzo gets the snap. He's going to take off right side. It's going to take extra effort, and I don't think so.
No,
and then they went ahead and finished off the tackle, and they tackled Palazzo 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. After the whistles, it's 1st and 10 LR as they stuff Matthew Palazzo a half-yard shy of the first.
You know, that might have been your better option on 3rd down, just to let Palazzo get up there and try to push through to get to yardage instead of the pass play. And I know it's definitely hindsight's 20/20, but I think that would have been the Pioneers had a better option on 3rd down than they did on 4th.
Well, for Tusculum, they have their first series today, 2 plays, a fumble. Second series was 3 plays and out, most of it backwards, and then 1 big play, and then a failed 4th down attempt. LR, this pass is tipped into the air, and the Pioneers can't bring it down. They tripped over each other. As a matter of fact, they defended it from each other.
Either one of them could have intercepted that football, but they collided into each other, which meant it's still Lenoir-Rhyne football, 2nd and 10.
And that one was tipped. Pioneers defense has given up an early score here, and now they've been asked to put out a fire. 2 fires early here in this opening quarter as they turn over on a fumble and now a turnover on downs in their own territory. Sean White out of the pistol. He's got McGee behind him in that formation. 2 wideouts to the near side for the Bears. White hands it off to McGee, bounces it to the outside. He gets the outside corner 40, 35 and 30, and he got free on the outside as they did a great job sealing the right side of the defense and moves the chains 1st and 10.
I will say one thing, Brian, this crowd here today, which is the best we've seen in a very long time on both sidelines, they're seeing a good football game right here in the first quarter.
Bears brought 2 buses today. They brought the band and cheerleaders and some students. And a good section on that far side for this conference championship game. 3 wideouts to the near side, including the tight end. 1 wideout to the far side. McGee in the backfield with White, who will roll the pocket, roll it on the right side, 30, 25, and then be hit down inside the 25. And they're going to give him the 22 after he hit down at about the 23-yard line. 2nd down and 2.
Yeah, he got credit for the slide where the Pioneers did not on that last series.
Yeah, it's interesting. So 2nd down, the Bears lead 7-0, 5.5 to play here in this opening quarter. Bears again on the move, taking over on downs as the Pioneers failed on 4th down, leading 7-0. White works out of the pistol. McGee lines up behind him. 2 wideouts to the far side. Lester and Rogers to the far side. McGee runs it left. McGee dancing around so hard to bring down as the All-American, and he might get back to the line of scrimmage. They gave him a half-yard gain. It's 3rd down and short for the Bears.
Yeah, very short there. McGee just trying to do everything he could to get that extra little bit of yardage, but the Pioneers held him tight.
Under 5 to play here in this first quarter. As a wide out to the far side, Deshaun Riggs lining up out there for the Bears. 3rd down and a half-yard. Wide out of the gun, McGee to his left. Actually, it's not McGee, and the handoff will go across the 20 and down to about the 18-yard line. Is getting that handoff that time. It looked Well, it's tough to tell right now. Either way, it's a 1st and 10.
Yeah, it is. It was just a standard run play right up the middle there. Lenoir-Rhyne doing some good offensive blocking up front to get the first down.
Xavion Turner-Knox, actually, the sophomore out of Charlotte, gets the first down to the 18-yard line. Bears have it 1st and 10, leading 7-0. As they move left to right on your radio. 2 wideouts to this near side, Lester and Rogers, and 1 wideout to the far side. Turner-Knox running it to the left side. That zone stretch run across the 15 and down to about the 10-yard line when he stepped out of bounds. So another gain of 8, and they're just chunking the Pioneers right now.
Yeah, and if they're open on that left side, obviously that is the strong side for the Bears one way or the other. But all of these run plays, they're flooding everything over on that left-hand side. 2nd and 2,
Bears go quick. Turner-Knox dancing outside, 1st down and more inside the 5, down to the 4. 1st and goal for the Bears, already leading at 7-0.
And once again, to the left side. So hopefully the Pioneers can kind of pick up on that and make those adjustments early.
So 1st and goal, the Bears line up, ready to go once again. White out of the gun. Turner-Knox on the right side, and he'll tiptoe his way down to about the 1. As he got through the line of scrimmage, broke a tackle there, and then is taken down at the 1-yard line. Wesley Scott helped out by Javon White. 2nd and goal.
Yeah, Pioneers got another down here to try to create something.
2nd down and goal. As they stay with this formation, don't have the big beef. You got Turner-Knox, who is in the backfield. 4 touchdowns this season, and out of the pistol formation, Sean White with Turner-Knox behind him. Handoff right up the middle, down to the 1, inside the 1, and he's not in. 3rd down and goal from just inside the 1 for the Bears.
Tusculum defense just, they're giving it everything they've got to try to preserve this 7-0 lead here. Lenoir-Rhyne knocking on the door.
Bears lead, looking for more. Nearing the end of this first quarter as we go under 2.5 minutes. Bears won the toss, deferred. The Pioneers' 2nd offensive play. Fumble. Sean White's going to come under center. And he's going to lunge for it. Penalty flag flies for a likely offsides against Tusculum. And he should be in the end zone. They have not indicated. They still have not indicated if he is in. They still have not indicated. He's laying across the goal line, but they have said no, he is not in. So down, what we thought was just given is not, and there is a flag down on the far side. It came after the play was snapped, meaning likely Tusculum lined up offsides.
They're trying to sort it out, and they forgot about looking to see if he scored a touchdown or not.
So offsides against the Pioneers. Half the distance, moves it an inch closer.
Yeah, you might be able to get the width of your hand between the nose of the football and the goal line.
Maybe. 3 wideouts to the near side. Turner-Knox is in the backfield with Sean White, who will line up out of the shotgun formation. Tight end sent to the right for the Bears. Snap is back. Turner-Knox hands off and gets the run into the end zone. Touchdown Bears. Touchdown Turner-Knox, his 5th rushing touchdown this season, and the Bears lead at 13-0.
It took second effort, but Turner-Knox just was able to plow right through and go over top of some of those Tusculum defensive front guys and was able to get the Bears another touchdown.
So we'll see if the Pioneers are ready to play when they come out offensively. They have got to move the ball this next drive, as Carson Keaton will come to snap it. Jonah Clark will hold it. Snap, hold, and kick by Brown is up and good. And we go back to a break. 1:54 to play here in this opening quarter. It's now the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears 14, the Pioneers 0. This is Pioneer Football, the conference championship game, driven by Gateway Ford Nissan on the Pioneer Sports Network and seen through Flow Sports. 34 yards, 4:24 off the clock for the Bears, and the touchdown. Rushing 8 rushes for 43 yards, 0 for 1 passing on that drive for the Bears, and 1 penalty. 14-0 after Turner Knox gets in from a yard. Right now it's a physical football game, Joe, and the Pioneers have no answers against this running game.
They really don't. It's just, been downhill on most of the plate on Tusculum's end of the football field. They've got to do something to try to at least get deeper into Bear territory this possession.
Yeah, this end of the field is really chopped up. The other end, it looks pretty good over there. So Brown to kick it away. He kicked it out of bounds last time. He'll step up, and Pittman awaiting the return. Pittman will enter it at the 8, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and he's tackled at the 39-yard line. A 1st and 10 for the Pioneers as the longest return of the season for Tusculum, and he's brought down by the tight end on special teams, Brett Childers. 1st and 10 Pioneers at the 39.
That's going to be a return of almost 30 yards there, Brian, and maybe that's something that can certainly liven up the Tusculum fans here, so maybe it can liven up the Pioneers on the field.
36 was the longest by Pittman, I should say, earlier this year. That was it. 1st down and 10, just shy of the 40. Matthew Palazzo, Lenodrick Bradley will carry it to the 40, and then that'll be it. And again, tough sledding, and I understand why you're running it. You have got to keep this defense honest, but we have got to find a way to open up a hole. 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, I mean, you take a look at what we know Matthew Palazzo is capable of. They just haven't really tested him too much yet this quarter, so the Pioneers need to try to throw the football.
3 wideouts for the Pioneers. Palazzo across the middle. He's got a man. That's Bird, complete at the 50. Boy, great patience by Palazzo, and he picked out his target. He moves it 10 yards. 1st and 10 for the Pioneers.
Lenoir-Rhyne certainly putting the pressure on Tusculum's blockers up front. They did a good job buying Palazzo time, and he completed a pass.
So 1st down and 10 for the Pioneers. They move it right to left on your radio dial. Palazzo to pass again. This time it's Schellenbeck, and he just, where it looked like he had it, I guess Percy King ripped it from his person, and it will be incomplete.
Yeah, I was afraid that it was going to be another turnover there for the Pioneers, but the ball did hit the turf. Schellenbeck looked like he had the football, but as you say, it was just pulled away from him.
2nd down and 10 for Tusculum. They go right to left, 54 seconds to play in this opening quarter, and the Bears lead at 14-0. Tried to take advantage early. They missed a field goal. They took advantage after a punt, then they took advantage after a turnover on downs. Palazzo's going to be brought down what looked like by his face mask. And the referee came in thinking about it, but he never pulled the flag out, and they just swarmed him in a hurry. It was a missed handoff, and Palazzo got stuck with the football, and he's lost yards of 3, 3rd and 13.
Yeah, it was certainly, it was not just a real bad flagrant face mask, but the face mask was contacted nonetheless.
Bradley in the backfield with Palazzo, 4 wideouts for Tusculum, 2 either side. Play action pass. Palazzo steps up, fires it across the middle. It's defended by Ussery, knocking it away from A.J. Hill. It's incomplete. It's 4th down for Tusculum.
At least now we'll see what Pope can do. Maybe if nothing else, he can pin the Bears back deep and at least certainly not let them have the starting field position.
The Pioneers are 0 for 3 on 3rd downs. The Bears have allowed just 127 first downs this year. Pope with his 2nd punt attempt. Diari Rogers stands deep. 3 returns this season have gone to the house. Pope trying to flip the field on 4th down and 13. The Bears adjusting to the Pioneer formation, and Pope angles one high and not returnable, and Rogers asks for a fair catch and fields it at the 14-yard line. Nice job by Pope, and he got a lot of air time, hang time, if you will, not allowing Rogers to have a clean return.
Yeah, I mean, that was the key. That hang time allowed the defenders to get down there and just cover him up, so I had no choice but the fair catch.
Last year, Tusculum had 2 yards rushing against the Bears. They had more yards of offense, 358 yards through the air, 360 yards total against LR. But LR had the short field all game last season against the Pioneers in that win. And boy, does that feel a lot like today.
Yeah, with the exception of right now, they've certainly everything has been short field for Lenoir-Rhyne.
9 seconds in the quarter. The Bears lead at 14-0. McGee is in the backfield with White. They will run a little jet sweep toss, and this toss To the man in motion across the formation is going to be Sumner, and he'll be escorted out of bounds as he gets across the 15 up to about the 17, 18-yard line. It'll bring up second down with 2, with 1, and that ends the opening quarter of play. We played a quarter, and the 15th-ranked Lenoir-Rhyne Bears with a 14-0 lead against the Pioneers in the conference title game. Back right after this with your score at the end of one. 15th-ranked LR 14, Tusculum 0. Pioneer football continues after this, driven by Gateway Ford Nissan on the Pioneer Sports Network, seen through Flow Sports. Second down and 7 as we return to start the second quarter. This will be wide out of the gun. Check tie snap. Looking, now taking off. 20, 25, 30, and he'll have the first down to the 32. Ernest Johnson basically saying a touchdown, looked like. And it's first and 10.
I was going to say, White just did a good job. He couldn't find any of the receivers. Tusculum had him covered up, so he just took off running, and he was one step away from certainly breaking it up over into Tusculum territory, if not all the way to the house.
White is 3 of 5 passing with a touchdown of 44 yards. He has 49 yards passing. The Bears have 131 yards of offense to the Pioneers' 28. White works out of the pistol with McGee standing behind him. Right up the middle, McGee will take it to about the 32, maybe the 33-yard line. He gains a yard. We're going to be second down and 9. Day White there on the stop, helped out by Gavin Rowell.
Yeah, Rowell did a good job helping finish that off. White held him up, and then Rowell come in and helped get him on the ground.
Second down and 9. Bears lead 14-0. Looking for their first conference title since 2019. Neither of these teams played for the title last year. As a matter of fact, they played each other just to finish out the schedule. Second down and 9. A handoff again to McGee. Wesley Scott standing there in the middle to bring him down at the 35-yard line. And it's going to bring up third down and probably 7.
And thinking about the schedule, although not officially released, we believe that Tusculum and Lenoir-Rhyne are not regularly scheduled to play next year. So it would have to be in the conference championship game for that to happen.
There is talk that they would play a non-conference regional game next year. But I would like to see him come back here.
Yeah, consensus how this is the first time we've played 3 straight in Hickory.
Third down 7 at the 35 for White and the Bears. Of course, I don't mind going between the bricks to Moret Stadium.
No, easy trip for us.
White to pass. He's got a man, and he dropped it. It was in his hands, well defended by Ty Corey and Brown. It was intended for Sumner, and the Pioneers force a fourth down.
You know, we're talking about this series, though, and going over there. If you'll take a look, overall, Lenoir-Rhyne leads 15-11. It's fairly close. But the real tale is the Bears have won 10 of the last 11, dating back to 2009. And then prior to that, between 2000 and 08, the Pioneers won 8 of 9.
Right.
So,
listen, we're a long way away from when Wayne Hicks
wanted to block a punt.
We're going to block a punt this year. Baby steps, Joe. Baby steps is where Wayne Hicks went from. Pioneers block another punt. They have been good blocking punts all year, and getting into the backfield to get that block for the Pioneers is a special team star, and that's Daryl Smith.
Now, the Pioneers are first in the South Atlantic Conference against block punts. They ranked 10th in NCAA Division II in the category.
They have been very opportunistic there. They are finding and seeing something that was good, and the Pioneers get the block. and have great field position. Can they take over the first block of the year given up or allowed by the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears?
We were talking about all those years ago when Wayne Hicks, their goal was to block a punt. He didn't want Lenoir-Rhyne to get one blocked, but it just shows the commitment that Lenoir-Rhyne University has given to its athletics since that time.
Palazzo's going to roll the pocket, and he's going to be hit and delivers the pass. He didn't get it to the line of scrimmage, but he was outside of the pocket. He had Bradley in the area. It's incomplete. It's second down and 10.
Just straight back to Matthew Palazzo, the quarterback. Nobody was blocking, and Lenoir-Rhyne just about made the Pioneers pay.
When Goldie stepped in there at LR and started that whole thing, it was a stretch. They ran that triple option. The bare bone attack is what they called it. And they have taken off since. Second down and 10 from the 45 of LR. This pass to Stinnett is low, and it's caught inside the 40 to the 39. It's third down. The Pioneers need a conversion. They are 0 for 3 on third downs in the game.
In that time, Lenoir-Rhyne has played in Division II national championship games. It came very close to being the first conference team to ever win a national title.
In football for the Bears and this conference. Third down and 4 from the 33. Palazzo tried to thread the needle in traffic. It's incomplete, as that pass was intended for Robustelli, who's been out the last 2 weeks. And Robustelli looks as if he may be injured.
Yeah, I'm not real sure what Matthew Palazzo was trying to accomplish right there, but he threw it right in the middle of 2 Lenoir-Rhyne defenders, and Robustelli and the Pioneers paid the price.
Robustelli's been dealing with the calf. Chris Linker going to go check him out. Fourth down and 3 for the Pioneers. Make it 4th and 4 at the 39. Snap back, empty backfield. Quick pass incomplete. Had a man wide open, Kamani Brown, but is under too much pressure. And the Pioneers fail on 4th down for the second time here in the half. And the Bears take over as the block punt does not hurt them.
Now the pass to Brown there, that wasn't Brown's fault. He was wide open right where he needed to be. Matthew Palazzo just led him a little bit too much, and that caused the turnover on downs for Tusculum.
So 1st and 10 for the Bears. The defense needs another stop, need to put out another fire. They can't give up another point, let me just put it that way.
No, certainly not right now. Offense has got to do something. Of course, last week it was the defense that put a very important touchdown on the board for the Pioneers, so maybe we could see one of those tonight too.
Pioneers against this vaunted Bear attack. A three-headed monster is in the backfield. It's basically been one. Turner knocks, but McGee has been given the majority of the work. Sean White out of the gun to pass. Deep drop, looking, pumping, running. 40, 45, and escorted out of bounds across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Day White's going to get up slow, but need him to get up. First-team all-conference guy. DeJavon, a first-team lineman, 39 tackles this year. Team leading 12 behind the line of scrimmage. Team best 6 sacks, including 1 resulting in a safety at Wingate, which really brought the Pioneers and was the difference in that game, obviously. He's been credited with 97 tackles in his 31-game career, 35 of them for loss, 17 sacks, tied for the 6th most in school history.
He's just now getting back up. It's almost kind of looking like a cramp the way he come up and was holding his toe, trying to stretch that off. Hopefully that's what the case is, and they can go over and get that rubbed out for him a little bit and get him back on the field.
DeJavon in this game has now gone over 100 tackles for his career. He's sitting at 101. Wesley Scott has 6 tackles today, so he's approaching 300 for his collegiate career. John Ross May, JRM they call him, and Devin Hibbett, each with 3 tackles for the Bear defense, who hasn't been out there very much. So there's a lot to do with what is happening today. All Bears, 141-34 in yards, and 14-0 on the scoreboard. Hand off to McGee. Right, cuts it back, and he'll have it to the 50, and that'll move the chains 1st and 10 for LR.
Broke 2 tackles before getting the first down. McGee did, and then finally the Pioneers were able to make the stop.
McGee has such great vision. He'll run one way and then the cutback. That is what gets the Pioneers. It's the cutback. He has great cutback vision.
Well, over 1,000 yards rushing. It's gotten a lot of people, not just the Pioneers this year.
First down and 10 for the Bears right at midfield. They lead at 14-0 here in the conference championship game. White works out of the pistol. McGee lines up behind him. Handoff McGee, and Tycorian Brown fights through. It'll be a loss of a yard as Ty and Brown Tybo gets back there, and it makes it second down and 11.
Yeah, nice stop for Tusculum. Brown just flying through, helping make the stop, and now the Pioneers have got a good opportunity to try to do something on third down, or second down.
Brown leads the conference with 5 picks this year, 11th in the country. He's recorded an interception 5 of the last 8 games. Second down and 11. The Bears haven't had to throw it. They've thrown 6 passes so far in this football game to lead 14-0. One has gone for a score. White to pass here. Across the middle is complete. Across the 50 to the 46. And Wesley Scott will bring down the receiver. Making that reception is going to be Jordan Payne, a junior out of Charlotte. It'll be third down and 6 at the Pioneer 46.
Well, Payne just done a good job running his route there. White picking him out. You were saying that they don't have to pass a lot. Well, they don't, because the running game is so good, but when they do, it seems to be effective for a pickup.
Third down, 6 for the Bears. 10:15 to play here in this opening half. White to pass under pressure from Johnson. Gets a great block in the backfield. White still scrambling, and finally is going to be brought down back at the 49-yard line. Back in the game to Javon White, who gets that stop with Ernest Johnson the third, and it's 4th and 9.
You know, I'm not really sure what was going on there, but it was entertaining to watch. You had White just running circles right there. He really was still in the pocket trying to make something happen for Lenoir-Rhyne, but fortunately the Pioneers were able to put him on the ground.
Looked a little bit like a young Roger Staubach back in the days, for those of you who know who that is. 4th down, 9. Back to punt it away will be the Bears. Stuart Simmons to punt, the freshman. Special teams unit young for the Bears. Asking for and receiving the fair catch at the 15 is Jean for the Pioneers, who have the ball 1st and 10 at the 9:17 mark here of this second quarter of play, and that takes us to a timeout on the field. We'll take the break, and we're back in a minute. 9:17 left, first half. It's Lenoir-Rhyne 14, Tusculum 0. Pioneer football continues after this in the conference championship. Driven by Gateway Ford Nissan on the Pioneer Sports Network, seen through Flow Sports.
Green.
Tusculum University is the right choice for your degree.
Your professors will know you, and you will meet students from all over the world.
You can do cutting-edge research.
You'll have fun.
And best of all, you can afford it.
We offer associate's, bachelor's, and master's degrees and more than 60 majors and minors within a caring Christian environment. Hi, I'm Dr. Scott Hummel, the president of Tusculum University, and I invite you to become a pioneer, a member of the Tusculum family.
Here in this opening half, it's all Bears, 146-34 in offensive numbers, and the Pioneers 0 for on 3rd down and 4th down, and they have the 1 turnover in this game. Toss to the left side as we resume action for nothing. Just great team pursuit defensively for the Bears. They do not allow anything easy whatsoever, and it's 2nd down and 10.
Well, we talked about those numbers. They lead the conference in total defense. They really lead the conference in rushing defense, averaging only 82 yards per game allowed, and that's exactly why they did read the plays so well.
Coach Mike Jacobs come in and still just a hard-nosed style, which has been the thing with LR football here, and this pass is incomplete, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 11 back at the 13-yard line for the Pioneers.
And that was just great pressure by the Lenoir-Rhyne front. Matthew Palazzo had to throw the football away.
So Tusculum down 14-0. Down offensively, have not been able to do much, if anything, against a Bear team that only allows 11 points a game, which is top 10 in the nation, number 1 in the South Atlantic Conference. They're just stingy Snap is back. It's thigh high. Palazzo dumps it off to Hunt. Gets a block 15, 20, up to the 21-yard line. But shy of the first down by 4 yards. It's 4th down for Tusculum.
Yeah, it was a good effort there by the Pioneers. Just not what they need. And Pope's going to be called on once again.
So Rogers will drift back at the 40. Diari Rogers, who has, again, 3 punt returns for touchdowns. Pope has been really good, the reigning conference player of the week. Averaged 40 yards a punt last week. And also had one at the 2. Snap is back by Curry. Pope gets away the punt. Low and driven. And it will bounce around a couple of the gunners. And it'll be unreturnable for Rogers. And it nearly hit one of the gunners for the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. Just trying to block one of the Pioneer gunners. But it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bears. They'll have it at the 35, no return.
Yeah, I mean, not the best looking punt by Pope, but it was effective considering where he was. Unreturnable and fairly decent defensive starting field position for Tusculum.
Well, this Pioneer defense continues to do what they do. Pioneer offense turned the ball over on the second play from scrimmage, a missed 39-yard field goal. But then the Bears went deep on a 44-yard pass play on their next series for the lead, and then they basically ran it in, just a physical drive, running it in on the Pioneers on their next series. 14-0 they lead, 8:02 to play, second quarter. Man in motion is Yates. Handoff in the backfield. McGee makes a guy miss there, 40. John Smith brings him down. Last line of defense for the Pioneers at the 45-yard line. It should, in fact, move the chains. 1st and 10 for the Bears.
McGee is just so good at making guys miss. He rolls around. Once again, these guys, Lenoir-Rhyne, they love the left side. That's what they're going the other way here in the second quarter. So now it's the near sideline as we're looking at it. They're just so good coming around that left side, and McGee making folks miss.
McGee had 147 yards last week in that win against Catawba. The 25th 1,000-yard rushing season in program history that he attained this year. Not his, just in the program history. 1st down and 10 for White. Play action pass. He's going to go deep. He's got a guy out there. It's caught at the 20, at the 15, and down at the 13-yard line. And a huge catch for the Bears on another deep shot. That's going to be Biggs, the sophomore out of Raleigh, North Carolina, with the catch.
Just once again, White delivering that ball exactly, to the blade of grass where he had to have it, and picked up a big piece of real estate. Biggest play of the game, I guess.
I may not have the number right. I'll have to check it. I think it's a number change for the Bears. I'll check that to make sure that I have it right, because surely that's not Biggs. Either way, this will be McGee. McGee will get the handoff from the 13. He'll be dropped for a loss at the 14-yard line. And a nice job by the interior, Jocelyn Mira helping out.
See, that's why they don't run to the right side. They're no good when they're running that way. They keep coming to the left, and McGee's and everybody's picking up big yardage. They go to the right, and the Pioneers pick up on it.
So 2nd down and 10. They say no loss, but another big chunk play. It is Parsons, Keelan Parsons, who makes that catch. He has changed his number, apparently, wearing number 13 today, and I was not informed of that. 2nd down and 11. It is a loss down that last play. This pass across the middle is going to be well defended and incomplete. Tycorian Brown defending that time on Sumner. It's incomplete, and it's 3rd down.
Brown doing a good job just staying right on Sumner right as they're going along the goal line and reach around him about the football to the turf.
So 3rd and 11. There's a penalty flag down, and it's right at the line of scrimmage. Last week we had our first live action penalty against an opposition for the Pioneers in a month. And now we'll have our 4th live action holding against an opponent. And it's a hold against the Bears, moves it back to the 24.
Oddly enough, the holding penalties are coming from 2 of the better teams that we've seen all year long, instead of the others.
2nd down, 21 at the 24. As the Pioneers accept the penalty. 197 yards of offense for the Bears, 40 for the Pioneers. So the Bears substitute, so the Pioneers will too. They'll bring in that 3rd down blitz unit. White working out of the gun. New tailback into the contest is Zaire Dillard. Dillard back there. White with time to throw. Rolling it. Penalty flag is thrown. White saw the flag, and he just went down.
Yeah, that's going to be another hold against the Bears. They were trying to look downfield for another pass play. Pioneers had him covered up. They flushed him out. It was a hold, so he said, just give it up.
Yeah, it's a good tackle. It was a good tackle by the offensive line. And speaking of the offensive line, we know it's the hold. Lenoir-Rhyne boasts a pair of the best offensive linemen in the league. The center, Blake Jefferson, has been a starter since stepping foot on campus back in 2019. And Jefferson was named preseason all-conference. Xavier Jennings has also started since stepping onto campus during the COVID year 2021 and has started every game year. They have had a stretch of 4 straight games without allowing a sack. Yeah, 4 straight where they have not allowed that coming into today. Handoff on 2nd and 31 on the second consecutive hold. The handoff is to Dillard, and he'll be brought down in the backfield by Jahari Clemens. He's part of that blitz package, that third down and blitz package. And it's 3rd down and 30.
Yeah, right here, you got to think Lenoir-Rhyne's probably in 2-down territory, but still the Pioneers got to do everything they can. Just don't give up the big play.
Pioneers do have a sack today, by the way, and I had to go back and double check. They do have the sack, which ends that game of 4 straight without allowing a sack. But in either way, a fabulous offensive line. They have 8 Jacobs blocking trophy winners since 2010. White to pass, and this one is going to be incomplete. Headed for Yates. And it's 4th down and 30, back at the 33.
You know, Lenoir-Rhyne, they're able to get players in here like that because I always like to look at the opponents to see where their players are from. And maybe of anybody we've seen all year long, Lenoir-Rhyne has just got a mixture of players from all around the country. They've got the resources, the facilities, and everything to get these great Division II players in, and it shows in their results here this year.
And what I like about LR and really Tusculum, they retain them. The retention. Yeah. There's a lot of guys back from last year that, it's very familiar for me, like this Pioneer team. On 4th down, the Bears will go because, well, why not? This pass is going to be incomplete. Don't need to pick it off at the 10. You have field position at the 33, so don't be upset. 1st and 10 for the Pioneers as they turn away the Bears.
Yeah, I mean, quite honestly, that was the whole lot better of the 2 options because it was going to be intercepted, but field position-wise, you're better off just knocking it to the ground.
Raynell Killian, who has a national championship in his collegiate career at Valdosta State, was upset that he didn't make the pick. It's okay, Raynell. We don't need it back there. 1st and 10 for the Pioneers. They've had 0 going for them as we close in on halftime. Under 5 minutes to play in this quickly moving first half.
Well, I mean, the Pioneers, after the early struggles, they've been holding their own. And fortunately, they're in a 14-point deficit before they really started holding their own against the Bears.
And need a chunk play, and the Pioneers appear to be without Joe Robustelli, who gave it a go, but apparently is a no-go with that calf injury. So 3 wideouts in the formation for Palazzo. He's under pressure, and he delivers the pass incomplete as Restall could not hang on to it as he got pressure right up the middle by the freshman defensive end, Connor Lecheski, and it's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Lecheski's done just such a good job putting pressure on the Pioneers, and the ball by Palazzo was thrown just a little bit out of the reach, and you try to twist to make something happen, and it was incomplete.
2nd down and 10 for the Pioneers at the 33. Palazzo shows run and then tries to pass, and Andre Jefferson is a one-man wrecking ball. Hits his arm, and the pass goes incomplete as Palazzo tried to make the pass.
Yeah, almost was intercepted. One of the Bear defenders, that guy up front, got his hand on that football just as it was going to the ground. Fortunately, he wasn't able to hold on.
3rd down and 10 for the Pioneers against a Bears stingy defense that has allowed 0 basically all year. Shutout so far here in the first half. Palazzo to pass on 3rd and 10. He's under pressure. Pocket collapses. So does Palazzo down at the 40 as Andre Jefferson's motor never stopped. He's down there, and it's 4th down and 5 for the Pioneers.
Well, Palazzo trying to run and make something happen. He did pick up 5, but he had problems just getting out of the way or getting his own people out of the way, and he was not able to get up the 1st down.
He had one man breaking free downfield, but it was to the point where he had already crossed the line of scrimmage, scrambling. So the Pioneers going to punt with 4:15 and counting here in the first half, and the Pioneers will be kicking away to the Bears to start the second half as well. Snap is back by Curry. Pope gets away a very high, wobbly spiral. It'll turn over, and Rogers will make the fair catch at the 25-yard line.
Certainly, the hang time on that one's challenging for some records there. I believe we might have had it up as high as the top of the stadium line.
That's pretty good. I don't know if we have a height record, but we should. Because that one was good. You know, we've had some great punters that have come along here. Gregory, I mean, sending off howitzers and missiles here at this place. The Cantrells. Stefanski. No, it's not who it was. I was going to say Stefanski, but it's not. Stefanik. That's right. Who's our middle linebacker that was our punter? Real early. And I can't. I'll look him up. Paul Zerniak.
Zerniak, yeah.
I was going to say, had a couple of weird names. You know. First down and 10 for the Bears. They lead 14-0. Handoff to the near side is going to be Turner Knox. It'll be brought down at the 26-yard line. Nice job in run support from his safety position. His corner position is JT Jordan Taylor. Second down and 9.
We're under 4 minutes here before halftime. Pioneers desperately want to not give up any more points. Lenoir-Rhyne desperately would love to go into halftime leading 21-0 and get that football back. So big defensive stand will go a long way for Tusculum.
Any points here for the Bears they would take. Pioneers got to get a stop. Handoff, and Taylor corner blitz is going to bring down Turner Knox in the backfield again for a gain of maybe a yard. So 3rd down 7 coming up for the Bears.
We know whatever the Pioneers are doing defensively here now, we've seen all year long, they get better in the second half. So if Tusculum can hold right here, whatever adjustment Jerry Odom can make in halftime could mean great things. It certainly did last week against Mars Hill.
Adjustment needs to be, we need yards.
Yeah.
-1 in the rushing department for the Pioneers, which is nothing new from last year. We had just 2 yards rushing last year against the Bears in that loss. We've thrown for 47 yards. White to pass under pressure, delivers incomplete, but a flag down.
They're going to call pass interference against the Pioneers. I don't know if they got feet tangled up or what, but intended target was rolling across the ground.
Yeah, Ty Corian was in what we called last week blanket coverage. Blanket. For a reason. So the pass interference against the Pioneers.
You know, and it wasn't like the ball was in the air and Ty Corian Brown was actually defending the receiver and like holding him or dragging him down. They were both just running down the field and their feet got tangled before the ball ever even got to where it was supposed to go.
So it is 1st down and 10 for the Bears with 2:47 to play. Each team with their full complement of timeouts. White will line up out of the gun. To his right is going to be Dillard. In motion will go Rogers across the formation. White play action. He's going to be sacked. Jocelyn Mira flying in. 2nd sack on White of the game.
And Mira just did a fabulous job flying through that. And it was a flying tackle. He went straight up. He was off the ground, leaping through, looked like Superman going through and taking White down.
White almost was able to escape it by ducking under the tackle attempt. But Mira, the senior, was too strong and brings him down. The Pioneers get their 2nd sack, one of the great sack teams of the season defensively for against a Bear offensive line that had not allowed a sack in 4 consecutive games coming into today. White with the snap, back to pass, throws it to the far side. He's got a man out there, makes a guy miss at the 45, 50, and he'll take it all the way to the 1st down marker. What great second effort back time by a guy who's just warming up, DeAndre Lester.
Yeah, I mean, the original pass wouldn't have been anywhere near the 1st down. If he would have got, Pioneers could have got him down, it would have been about maybe 8 yards shy of the 1st, but he just made it happen.
Lester moves the chains. First official grab for him. 1 target so far in the game, but just 2 more receptions to move him up the charts and receiving all time here. And there's number 2 with the catch at the 40. Jordan Taylor brings him down right when he made the catch. Gain of 6. 2nd and 4 with 90 seconds to play, and the Bears closing in on field goal range.
And they're not even worried about the clock running, and they do, as you said, they've got 3 timeouts, but
worried too much about it.
Yeah, they're continuing to let things go.
2nd down 4 at the 40 of Tusculum. White with the snap, chest high. Looking, all sorts of time. Pump fake, still all sorts of time. What a great job Throws it to the far side. He's got a man out there complete at the 34-yard line. Dolce makes the stop after Sumner makes the catch to move the chains 1st and 10. And the Bears will call a timeout here, I think, with 1:02 to play.
Yep, timeout with the Bears. Try to preserve us last minute now that they're getting closer.
Good grief. Joe, the Bears, Sean White, had all sorts of time. That offensive line keeping the quarterback clean that possession.
And he wasn't even have to scramble and evade anything. He was standing there like his feet were stuck in concrete, just easily waiting his time until he got a target open.
The Bears are ranked number 1 in the league. They average 37 points a game. They allow 11. Again, on the road has been their struggle. They 28 to Limestone. They gave up 34 in the only loss of the year 2 weeks ago at Wingate. But today, they have really kept a Pioneer offense at bay. Palazzo, 7 of 16, 47 yards. Bradley's got a carry for a yard. Jalen Hunt has 3 carries for a yard. Palazzo, 4 carries, -3. So we're -1 rushing. Meanwhile, the Bears have rushed for 98 yards. The Bears, White, has thrown for 127 yards.
That's why they're ranked the way they are in the region and have been ranked as high as, 6th in the country?
Yeah, I think they went up to 8. And then lost that week to the Wingate Bulldogs and to Coach Bentley's kid. White to pass out of the timeout. Got a man wide open. Yates, 10-5, end zone. Touchdown Bears. Touchdown Songa Yates with his 2nd receiving touchdown. And Joe, there wasn't a Pioneer within the county around him.
Yeah, I mean, I have no earthly idea what the Pioneers were doing or not doing, but I can tell you what they weren't doing. They weren't guarding him, because you could not have asked for a more wide open target.
The ball was even thrown behind Yates. He was able to juggle it, gather it, and then sprint untouched. The point after by Brown is shanked. He misses it as he stoinks it off the right upright. We go to a break, and we're back in 30 seconds. The Bears add to their lead. It's Lenoir-Rhyne 20. It's Tusculum 0. Pioneer football will continue after this, driven by Gateway Ford Nissan on the Pioneer Sports Network and seen through Flow Sports. Seven plays, 75 yards, 3:08 off the clock. The Bears with a very efficient drive. 3 of 3 passing, 31 yards and the touchdown. And 2 carries for 3 yards. And 1 sack, on that drive for the Pioneers. And then the missed extra point. Sean White to Yates, 33 yards. And the Pioneers find themselves in a massive hole, down 20-0 with 55 seconds to play here in the first half.
Yeah, maybe they can make some good things happen here in this last just under a minute before the break.
I think Pioneers trailed 27-0 last year in Hickory before they put their first points on the board. Brown to kick it away. End over end. Pittman fields it at the 6, 10, 15, 20, and maybe the 25. And that'll be 1st and 10 for the Pioneers offense that has had 0 going its way here today. 46 yards of offense to the Bears, 258.
Pioneers do have 50 seconds. They do have all 3 of their timeouts left. Don't know that they need 3 timeouts in this situation, but certainly they use this time to your advantage. You're trailing at home in the conference championship.
So 1st down and 10 at the 25 for the Pioneers. 0 coverage for the Bears. No one is back deep in the middle of the field. Handoff, Jalen Hunt running it left side. And he'll cross the 25 up to the 27, maybe the 28, where he's going to be tripped up there. I think it was Percy King that got him. It's 2nd down and 7 for the Pioneers. Clock runs.
Yep, give him 3 yards. Pioneers are coming up and ready to snap the football.
So Tusculum down 20-0. Zeron Collins will come to your side with A.J. Hill. Hunter, the tight end, set to the right. And the handoff is to Jalen Hunt as he had his face mask grabbed there as he went through the line. But again, he's so small. It's easy for me to see that through binoculars. He stopped shy of the 30. It's 3rd down and 6.
But you really don't need binoculars to see his head jerk suddenly to the right.
So that'll be the final play here of this first half. Well, a Pioneer team with everything still to play for, down 20-0. It'll take a miraculous comeback. It would probably, and it would be, the second largest come from behind victory for the Pioneers if they're going to rally from 20 right now. But the Pioneer defense has to stand on their head. The Pioneer offense has to get something going. Coming up here at the half, we'll have a look at your first half stats, your plays, and we'll also bring you some news from Tusculum. That's all on the way here at halftime. We're at the half of the conference championship game. It's the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears 20. It's the Tusculum Pioneers 0. Pioneer football continues after this, driven by Gateway Ford Nissan on the Pioneer Sports Network and seen through Flow Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like to take a moment to recognize and honor the senior members of our Tusculum band. First up, from Morristown, Tennessee, Gracie Akins. She is majoring in biology pre-vet with a minor in music. Her parents are Lee and Mitzi Akins. On the baritone, Gracie Akins. Our second senior is from Jasper, Tennessee, Houston Bernheimer. He's majoring in museum studies with a minor in music. Parents are Robbie and Carrie Howard. On the horn, from Jasper, Tennessee, Houston Bernheimer. And our final senior from Telford, Tennessee, Aaliyah Reed. She's majoring in business management with a minor in accounting. Her parent, Wesley Reed. From Telford, Tennessee, on the color guard, Aaliyah Reed. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for the senior members of our Tusculum band. Ladies and gentlemen, please join the Pioneer Marching Band as we honor our veterans today on this Veterans Day. The band will play a medley of service songs. And for all veterans in attendance today, please stand as you hear your service's song so we may recognize you. The U.S. Army. The United States Marines. The United States Navy. The United States Air Force. The United States Coast Guard. Thank you. Tusculum University and the Pioneer Marching Band wants to once again thank all veterans for your service to our nation. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'd like to take a moment to honor and recognize two of our senior members of the Tusculum University Cheer Squad. Our first senior from Dalton, Jordan, Savannah York. She is a nursing major. She plans to become a labor and delivery nurse. She's been a member of the Tusculum cheer team for 4 years. She is escorted by her parents, Donnie and Jennifer York. And our second and final senior, Conrad Saylor. He is a chemistry major from Greenville, Tennessee. He plans to attain a PhD in chemistry, eventually going into academics, and then retire on the Gulf Coast, learn the ways of the sea, and do charter fishing. He's been a member of the Tusculum cheer team for 4 years. His escort is Kathy Malone. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for 2 of our senior members of the Tusculum University cheer team.
Excellence, integrity, care, curiosity. These are the values that define who we are. A community of thinkers, competitors, and achievers passionately pursuing the path of a purpose-driven life. Because at Lenoir-Rhyne University, we are called to greatness. We are LR.
Yeah. Coach didn't look very happy when he was walking off the field. Coach didn't look very happy when he was walking off.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to announce the Chick-fil-A of Greenville fan of the game. Our Chick-fil-A fan of the game is Amber Hogan for being named the Chick-fil-A fan.
We welcome you back into Pioneer Field. We welcome you into the 2023 South Atlantic Conference Football Championship here today as the Tusculum Pioneers and the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears square off 20 time between these two schools, and this is the final game of the day. So, Joe, conference games are already over with. I guess we should probably go back over some of those scores that is in the event some of them just joined us. Everybody else kicked off at either 12 or 1 o'clock today.
Yeah, and it's set up this way by the conference. The conference chose 4 o'clock kickoff to make this the premier event. Wingate earlier today at UVA is going home 27-0 winners over the Highland Cavaliers. Limestone travels to Emory, and Henry takes with them a 47-29 victory over the Wasp. Newberry traveling to Mars Hill. Losers, Mars Hill wins that game 21-14. Martin travels to Erskine, gets the 48-14 victory over Erskine. And Catawba at Carson Newman, 24-14 victory for the Catawba Indians. Really, of all these, and right now the Pioneers are looking down the barrel up. Newberry, well, no. Newberry's the only road team who has not won or at least in the lead today.
That's crazy. Everybody. All right, the region rankings, Benedict is the number 1 team. They're going to win today. They're going to go to 11-0. They beat Albany State. West Florida beat Shawan 52-6. Delta State's leading, and Virginia Union is leading in region play today. And Jordan Terrell has established a new single-game record. We saw the single-game record here by a Harlan Hill guy from Mars Hill a few years ago in Randolph. And Jonas went nuts for like 346. Jordan Terrell runs for 404 yards today in the Barton win.
Definitely, I'm glad he didn't do that against us Pioneers. That's one that it really hurts, and a lot of similarities in that game. It's just Barton's time of possession and what they were able to do, and then time possession has just been so lopsided here today. Pioneers need to figure something out.
All right, so here we go to start the second half. Brian Staten and Joe Bird has the kickoff is going to be high angled to the near side, and it's going to be fielded at the 22-yard line and dropped right about there. So a great kickoff and great kickoff coverage for the Pioneers as DeAndre Lester was able to field it here on this Veterans Day Saturday. I would be remiss to mention that the guy to my left, Joe Bird, thank you for your service.
You're welcome.
Veterans Day, thank a veteran today. Tomorrow it's the Veterans Day weekend, and again, we thank all of those veterans who have paid the ultimate sacrifice, those veterans who went and fought and came back and helped protect the freedoms that we get to enjoy every single day in a year, a day, a time in which it's crazy out there, a lot of craziness going on in the Middle East. We thank all of the veterans who help keep us safe. This pass is going to be complete. Keelan Parsons, and as we start the second half at the 25-30, it'll be ankle tackled at about the 32-33 yard line. It'll move the chains, 1st and 10 for the Bears.
Play action. White there. He fakes the handoff, then just tosses right over to Parsons, wide open on the right-hand side. Picks up the first down for Lenoir-Rhyne.
1st down and 10. The Bears have their 15th first down of the game. Tusculum has 1. Play action, or actually snap is back for White out of the gun with all sorts of time. Good protection up front. He's just going to deliver it incomplete out of bounds. And a great job coverage for the Pioneers. John Smith covering that time on the tight end was the intended target. And it's 2nd down and 10 for LR.
Yeah, just a good job putting pressure on there, not giving White any opportunity to get the ball to his receiver, and he had to throw the ball safely out of bounds.
Brings up a 2nd and 10. Bears lead 20-0 here in this second half. Opening drive of the second half of this conference championship game under the lights here at Pioneer Field. Snap is back. It's chest high. Handoff is to McGee, and McGee will get stood up at around the 35-yard line. He's going to pick up 2. We're to be 3rd down and 8.
That'd be a good opportunity to get a nice stop here for the Pioneer defense and force Lenoir-Rhyne to punt here to start the second half.
Well, this Pioneer defense, as you've mentioned it, they've been good at adjusting in the second half. They did a pretty decent job adjusting through the first half, but the Bears scored there that final drive of the first half. Dillard is the running back for the Bears, to the right shoulder of White, who lines up in the gun. 3 wide outs to the near side. Snap is face high. White brings it down. He's got a man wide open. Parsons at the 50, reaches up, makes the catch, and he'll take it to the Pioneer 46-yard line. Witherspoon there on the stop, but it's another 1st and 10 for the Bears.
Just those third down conversions. You take a look, Lenoir-Rhyne's 3 of 8, now 4 of 9 third down conversions, and Pioneers just cannot get off the field on third down all season long.
They're just picking their way down the field, and pinpoint accuracy by Sean White. And we didn't see the most accurate quarterback in the league. This snap goes up over the head of White, but he was able to bring it in, and he'll just take off around right end. Ernest Johnson III will be there for the stop for the Pioneers, and he got some help from Jocelyn Mira. He stopped at the 46, gain of a yard.
Yeah, it's a hard-fought yard there for Lenoir-Rhyne, not what they were looking for, quite obviously.
It hasn't mattered today for the Bears for the most part as they continue to move the chains. They have time of possession. They are absolutely in full control of this football game. It'll be White who will work out of the gun. Dillard is on his right shoulder. Back to pass, looking near side. This pass is going to be tipped and incomplete, just off the fingertips of the intended receiver, which is the tight end John Godwin, the junior. It's 3rd down and 9.
White delivered the ball where he needed to, just a little bit high, and Godwin could not get a hold of it. Got his hands on it, but just couldn't pull it in.
The quarterback, Jalen Ferguson, among the leaders in 2 crucial categories. Second in the nation in completion percentage, 72% of his passes this year complete. He's the starter, out today with back issues. But Sean White, who beat the Pioneers last year, beating the Pioneers right now. On 3rd down and 9, he's just going to lift it down the field. This one is going to be incomplete. It was intended for Diari Rogers down the sideline, and it's 4th down. There is a flag on the far side.
You almost think they're going to call offsides or something against the Pioneers just from the positioning of it.
Let's hear from Tom Boyd. Oh, wow. Automatic 1st down for the Bears. What it is Ty Corian got caught, I guess, probably doing a hand check and probably got his hand up around the face gear, and it contacted the face mask, and it happened right in front of that official on that far sideline.
Yeah, I mean, and the bad shame of it is for Tusculum, the play was entirely on the near sideline as we're looking at it. The penalty took place, 55 yards away on the other side of the field. Right now, Lenoir-Rhyne should be punting, but as it is, they got a 1st down in perfect position.
Sean White, play action pass. He's got a man wide open, and will have a flag as he's going to go into the end zone. I don't know that he was allowed to go out for a pass. There is a flag in the secondary, and I'm not sure this was great design and fooled Tusculum for sure. And I think they're calling this on the Pioneers. Tate O'Brien, they're celebrating. Tate O'Brien makes a great catch. It was a great play design, and the Bears are in the end zone, and they're celebrating as if they've scored a touchdown. They've called pass interference against the Pioneers. Tate O'Brien, congratulations. Touchdown for the Bears.
I don't know where the pass interference was. It certainly wasn't near the play because O'Brien was wide open. There was no one to interfere with him. That's how well Lenoir-Rhyne did running that play.
Sean White, his 3rd touchdown toss of the game. Browns point after is up and good, and the Bears in complete control. We go back to a break, back in 30 seconds with your new scores. The Lenoir-Rhyne Bears 27, Tusculum Pioneers 0. Pioneer football will continue after this, driven by Gateway Ford Nissan on the Pioneer Sports Network and seen through Flow Sports.
Opening drive of the second half, 7.78 yards.
Kicking off, Jake Brown, back to receive for the Pioneers, Markel Pittman and Lenadrick Bradley. Lenadrick Bradley on the return. The Pioneers will have the ball first down and 10 at their own 34-yard line. Palazzo on the keeper. Cut down by number 30, Malik Taylor. Second down, Pioneers. Palazzo's pass down the sideline, intended for Zeron Collins, incomplete. Third down, Pioneers.
So much better than the Mountain this year.
Third down and 2. Little reverse fake, and the pass to Schellenbeck is high behind him and incomplete. Percy King had it covered up pretty good either way. And listen, the Pioneer offense that has been very consistent off here, it's been off today.
It really has. I mean, they can't move the ball. They can't get first downs. Time possession is dreadful. And obviously no scoring yet for Tusculum.
So Nick Pope to punt the ball away for the Tusculum Pioneers. 11:32 to play here in this third quarter of action. Curry to snap it, and we're going to get another penalty on the Pioneers. And that last drive, 2 real bad penalties on the Pioneers. One allowed the touchdown. The first one was a flag that happened so far away from the field. It didn't have anything to do with the play whatsoever. And again, you're asked to kind of consider that. But there was no consideration. And a 15-yard penalty, which was a first down given to the Bears, which allowed them to score.
The very next play. So no, penalties hurt you. What happens after penalties hurt more?
Pope to punt it. Rogers steps up to ask for a fair catch, but he can't get there in time. It's going to take a great Pioneer roll inside the 30, inside the 15, and down at the 14-yard line.
Brian running down these, what we assume will be final standings. Conference records only. Lenoir-Rhyne will finish 8-1, Limestone 8-1, Mars Hill and Wingate both 7-2. The Pioneers should be 6-3 after another quarter or so here. Barton and Carson Newman both 4-5. Newberry, Catawba, and Emory and Henry all 3-6 in league play. UVA Wise 1-8, and Erskine will be 0-9 in the South Atlantic Conference.
And 27-0, the Bears lead it. Last year it was Newberry winning the conference title. They did not make the playoffs. The Bears and the Limestone Saints went to the playoffs. And by virtue of their loss, Mars Hill was put out of the playoffs last year in that conference championship game. 1st and 10 for the Bears. And the handoff will be McGee, and he might get a yard, and he'll be driven down theirs. Jordan Taylor is there along with Bam Hendricks to help out on the stop.
And so, once again, we're not writing the Pioneers off, but math is math, and we see how this game is going.
Yeah.
Barring the biggest comeback in school history, 2 years of South Atlantic Conference divisional play, 2 years the Piedmont team will be your conference champion.
Adrian Robinson was on that stop. I mentioned Bam. I like the name Bam, though. It was a big hit. How about that? Robinson stays out there as a safety. Snap is back for Sean White out of the gun, looking across the middle. He's got it, and then he's dislodged of the football by Ryan Dolce as Rogers couldn't hang on to it. It'll bring up 3rd down and 9 at the 14-yard line.
Well, at least that gave these Pioneer fans, a lot of them still sticking around here, a very good crowd, best we've seen all year. They gave them something to cheer about.
In darkness here at Pioneer Field. 10:39 to play in the 3rd quarter with the Bears leading 27-0. White works out of the gun. He's got McGee on his left shoulder. Check that. It's Dillard on his left shoulder. 3 wideouts to the far side. McGee with the snap. It's back. Looking, and throwing far side. And Dolce defends it from Yates. This time it's incomplete. It's 4th down and 9. And the Bears will send the punt team out.
Good stop by there by the defense to not give up anything else right now, and at least still, give the offense a little bit of hope if they can ever start moving the football.
A Tusculum football team that has yet to really be effective offensively. Is that the right word? Right now, just you have 58 yards of offense. 58 yards. Got to be able to put together a drive. Simmons will punt from a yard deep in his end zone. And already with 1 block today, this punt is away. Jean lets it go on out of bounds as it will hit across the 50 into Pioneer territory at the 45 and go out there. And that's where the Pioneers will take over 1st and 10. Right now, a timeout on the field. We'll take that break and return in a minute here to Pioneer Field with 10:26 to play in the Conference Football Championship game, 3rd quarter. It's LR 27, Tusculum 0. Pioneer Football continues, driven by Gateway Ford Nissan on the Pioneer Sports Network and viewed through Flow Sports. .26 to play here in this 3rd quarter, where the Tusculum Pioneers trail the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears by a score of 27-0, and the Bears have just come out. And really the second play for which, much like last week, we turned the ball over on the first series and turned it over here today. That is, to this point, the only turnover of the game, but it hurts, and the Bears have kind of taken off since.
Yeah, they have, and, once again, continuing on those records, the Piedmont Division, Lenoir-Rhyne will wind up 10-1, Limestone 8-3, Mars Hill 8-2, Wingate 8-3, Barton 6-5, Carson Newman 5-6, Newberry 4-7, Catawba, Emory, and Henry both 5-6, UVA Wise 2-9, Erskine 0-11.
I do like the divisional play for football. I like it because you're in it for something, both sides. A lot more folks. A.J. Hill dancing and brought down behind the line of scrimmage, and the team speed that the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears have is just amazing.
It really is, and I was running those because I got it over here to the side. Once again, assuming this result holds, Tusculum will finish up overall record 6-5.
Wow. But back-to-back winning years.
Yes.
We're talking, it's been like a couple of decades for the Pioneers to do that. Here, this pass is across the far side, is complete to Tyler Burke, who has to readjust his headgear as he's tackled by his face mask.
I don't know what anybody wasn't looking at, but I know what they didn't see there, because Burke was certainly grabbed by the face mask and taken down.
It's 3rd down and 3 for the Pioneers. They just need a conversion. 0 for 7 on 3rd down. They have 1 first down in the game. Palazzo run blitz, and he won't get there. He's brought down by Jefferson. He's short by a yard. It's 4th down.
And we do have one of the Pioneers a little bit slow to get up. I believe that's an offensive lineman.
That's Palazzo.
Is it Palazzo? That's how big he is. He's 6'4".
And he was landed on as Jefferson hit him and drove him into the turf here at Pioneer Field. And they look at him. And again, a big kid. He just, he's big, and he's able to absorb so much contact. And the offensive line stayed out there with him to check. I mean, he appears to be as if he's going to be okay. May have, hopefully, let's just say he had the wind knocked out of him.
Finally getting up off the ground. He will have to obviously come out. So 4th down, new quarterback for the Pioneers.
Whew. But a nice job by Matthew with what he has been able to do this season. Starting signal caller here in the last 8 games, where the Pioneers have gone 6-2 to this game. Wins against 24th ranked Wingate, Catawba, Carson Newman, Wise, Erskine, and 25th ranked Mars Hill. He's passed for 1,991 yards coming in. He's gone over 2,000 now on the season, averaging 248 per game, 3rd in the league.
And in those 7 previous starts, twice he was Tennessee Sports Writers Association College Football Player of the Week.
4th down and 2, and the Pioneers will punt. Pope, good snap. This one end over end. Rogers asked for a fair catch inside the 20 at about the 18-yard line. So the Bears will have the football back as the Pioneers kick it away.
Not sure if Matthew getting hurt changed the Pioneers' mind whether they were going to try to go for it originally on 4th. I thought they were, but decided to try to flip the field, and they did that, pinned them inside the 20.
It hasn't mattered today. The Bears have 322 yards of offense to Tusculum's 67 yards. Again, you're in the championship game for a reason. You've been a good team, but you're going up against the elite in the league. 9 to play in this 3rd quarter. Yates will go in motion across the formation. White is the quarterback. He'll toss it to Yates, who runs it near side, and he'll be driven down to the turf at the 21, chased down by Wesley Scott and company. 2nd down and 7.
Pioneers just at least continue to, they haven't given up yet. There's still a whole lot of football here. We hadn't even reached the halfway point of the 3rd quarter.
Right. Bears in control, though, from the beginning. They have had every answer, and their defense legit. And young, everybody coming back again, it seems like, for this Bears defense and this Bears offense. And the Bears are going to burn a timeout here on offense with the play clock winding down. So they weren't quite set. Their first real mental mistake of the game. We'll take a break, and we're back in 30 seconds here to Pioneer Field with 8:23 to play in this 3rd quarter. It's Lenoir-Rhyne 27 and Tusculum 0. Football continues, driven by Gateway Ford Nissan on the Pioneer Sports Network and seen through Flow Sports. Welcome you back into Pioneer Field out of the LR timeout. 8:23, 27-0 Bears. 2nd down and 7 from the 21. Parsons will be in motion. White, play action pass, rolls the pocket to Parsons, complete 25, cuts 30, 35, 40, on his feet 45, and down at the 46-yard line. And taken down there by Adrian Robinson. Moves the chains, 1st and 10. Anything LR does is typically succable in the air today.
Yeah, I mean, they do really good faking the handoff there. You got a guy coming running across the field in this particular situation from the near sideline going toward the far sideline, and then Weiss just able to toss it right out there.
Continue to check on Palazzo, as I think it's just a shoulder situation. He is throwing the ball. 1st down and 10 for the Bears, though. They have it on offense. Wide out of the gun. Play action pass for Sean White. Looking deep, and he's got a guy out there, and it'll be incomplete. Overthrew his intended target, Rogers. Dolce was the deepest man there, and it's incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, one of the few mistakes by Lenoir-Rhyne there, and it wasn't necessarily, it wasn't so much a mistake. It was just the ball was overthrown. It was actually on target.
7:31 on the clock. Lester will move to the far side. Coming to this near side will be Parsons. Rogers in the slot to the far side. Rogers just a youngster in that wide receiving ranks, just a freshman. This will be White. He's going to keep it on a play action, rolling the pocket. He's going to be brought down. Good pursuit by the Pioneer defense up front as chasing was Gavin Rowell along with Wesley Scott. They bring him down, maybe a half-yard loss at the 45. It's 3rd down and long.
Yeah, it'll be 3rd and 11 here for Lenoir-Rhyne. Ball spotted right on the Bears' 45-yard line.
Pioneers will bring in that 3rd down unit, which will provide some speed up front as well. I don't know if anybody's faster than DeJavon White outside of the guys that play for the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. But Day-Day's pretty quick. White working out of the gun on 3rd down and 11 as they'll check off at the line of scrimmage. Turner knocks it to backfield. White comes to the near side. The pass is caught at the 48-yard line to Parsons, but there with the tackle immediately is Jordan Taylor after a gain of about 3. And it brings up 4th down and 7.
Things starting to get a little bit chippy out there for the Pioneers. You had to have 2 officials come in and separate a Tusculum and Lenoir-Rhyne player over on the far sideline.
So 4th down, and the Bears will bring in the punt team. Sean will drift back inside the 15. Simmons to punt it away. Pioneers have been able to get a block. Darrell Smith was able to get into the backfield and get a block. High snap. Simmons can't bring it down. The Pioneers are chasing him, and they have him down at about the 26-yard line. That's where the Pioneers will take over. They'll snap it the deepest they've been able to get into Bear territory all game.
That's what I was just getting ready to say. There's the first time all game they have been that close to the end zone.
So 1st down and 10 for Tusculum at the 26. Who will be the quarterback? Palazzo took a hit. And for Tusculum, it looks as if Braden Phillips is going to come in and be the quarterback. So Braden Phillips will be in for Tusculum. Kareem Carswell is in the backfield. Burke will go in motion. Phillips fakes the pass to Burke, stands, looks, throws, incomplete. 2nd down and 10 for the Pioneers. Had Schellenbach coming open late across the middle, but you never want to throw late across the middle.
Yeah, I mean, you also had Burke was wide open right down here between the 15 and 20-yard line, and he kind of went in Burke's direction, but he just overthrew him.
3rd down and 10. 3rd down, 2nd down and 10. Snap is back, and before this play can get underway, I think the Pioneers, maybe an illegal snap here, or may have moved, and it will move it back 5 yards.
Yeah, it wasn't any kind of clock violation or anything like that. There was still plenty of time on the play clock, so just they didn't get the snap count right.
So Phillips in at quarterback in relief of Palazzo, not because of performance, just because Palazzo took a knot. He was driven into the turf on the last series. It looked as if he banged up his shoulder. Play action pass, and this pass will be incomplete. The Bears not giving Phillips any time to look. He just got rid of it, and it's 3rd down and 15.
Yeah, he had a face full of 2 white jerseys before he could even do anything whatsoever, and it was just a matter of survival and protecting the football just to throw it away.
Mount Division champ Tusculum and the Piedmont Division champ Lenoir-Rhyne, they received their divisional trophies at just before kickoff. And now the Bears in complete control of this conference championship game. Phillips with the snap back. It's waist high. Pass across the middle is high, hard, and incomplete. Intended for show, Kamani Brown. And it'll be incomplete down 15.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Pioneers, you got to, you're not really in field goal range here, so go for it.
And you haven't moved the football. You haven't converted on 3rd down. You have 67 yards of offense still. And it has just been a struggle. 4th down, 15. Ball at the 31-yard line. Schellenbach lines up on the left. Carswell on the left shoulder. Phillips. Snap is back, chest high. Throwing it deep, looking for the end zone, and that's through the hands of a defender incomplete, intended for Tyler Burke, and really fortunate that it was dropped because it was 4th down. It's turnover on downs. The Bears take over at the 31.
Yeah, I'm really not so sure that Burke didn't have to kind of turn defender right there, and he helped knock that ball loose because you had Lenoir-Rhyne defensive back just kind of camped out right there on the goal line waiting to catch it, and Burke had to try to knock it away from him.
It's Pioneer defense back out on the field. Coach Jerry Odom and this, they have been doing a great job today. The Bear defense flexing their muscle a bit here today. Pioneer offense has had just their struggle to move it, as has many people this season against LR. White is going to hand it off. Turner Knox running it right up the middle through arm tackles 40, 50, 40, 35, and is tackled by Wesley Scott before he scores the touchdown. 1st and 10 Bears. They have it at the Pioneer 31.
Well, at least they do have some good sportsmanship there. Wesley Scott got his jersey pulled down over his shoulder pads, and it was actually the Lenoir-Rhyne player who was helping him get himself fixed back up.
1st down and 10 for the Bears. They get to the line of scrimmage quickly. Sean White looks over to his wideouts to the far side, Lester and Rogers. Turner Knox in the backfield with the wideout Sumner to the near side. White snap, waist high, pass, right side complete. Parsons inside the 25 and down to the 22-yard line before he's taken down there by Ernest Johnson. It'll bring up a 2nd down.
Second down.
Godwin on the catch, sorry.
2nd down and very manageable for the Bears here as they're driving once again into Tusculum territory.
2nd down 3, quick snap. Quick play, Turner Knox, handoff, and he'll take it to the 20 and move the chains for another 1st and 10 as the running game getting going. Turner Knox now has 65 yards, McGee with just 54 yards, Sean White 22. But Sean White has thrown hit for 258 yards today. He's just had some open receivers all day.
And at this point, that running game is going to favor Lenoir-Rhyne. Just continue to pound the ball, keep picking up pieces of yardage with your run game and keep the clock going.
27-0, Lenoir-Rhyne leading with 4 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. White going to keep it empty backfield, run it to the right side, and Wesley Scott ready for him for basically no gain. 2nd down, we'll call it 9 coming up for the Bears.
We still got a quarter and some time to go. It's only 6 p.m. It feels like it should be later as dark as it is. Of course, the late kickoff, 4 o'clock, crazy way to end the season.
Joe's been working hard all day. He's wondering, what is it, 10 o'clock?
I'm serious. I was weed eating a road manic. That's why I was choking earlier. I've still got grass in my throat.
2nd down to 9. White, handoff. Turner Knox running right side, and he'll move it inside the 20 near the 15-yard line before he'll be taken down there by a host of Pioneers. Wesley Scott, Jocelyn Mira helping out, where it's 3rd down coming up for the Bears.
All future games should kick off at 9 a.m. That way I don't have time to get lured into yard work before coming to do a ball game.
And I did not mind the 11 o'clock tip-off that I had Monday.
Oh, yeah.
I did not mind that. It was okay. Because it's like, what do I do the rest of the day?
And from the reports I had, a lot of the school children from Greene County schools coming from Doak and other places, they had a really good time at the basketball game.
Oh, they were hyped up all right. 3rd down coming up. White to pass. Steps, delivers, and the pass thrown behind his intended target. Rogers incomplete. And it's 4th down, and the kick team will come out for the Bears.
Going to try to missed the opening field goal, so the Bears want to try to give their kicker an opportunity to make up for the earlier miss.
Brown, who missed from 39 as long as 41 this year. That was on the opening series after the Pioneers had turned it over. This will be a 34-yard attempt by Brown. Snap, hold, kick. And a penalty flag is thrown as Brown injured on the play. And I would say this will be an automatic 1st down and take the points off the board so the Bear offense can come back out because it looked as if we roughed Brown on the kick. I did not look back. I was looking at the trajectory of the ball.
Yeah, I have no earthly idea. But whatever it is, I mean, he is well away from where he was kicking. So if it was a rough, the Pioneers knocked him back there or he was able to walk over and fall down because, unlike you, I was watching the football.
If that's where he ended up after the hit, that was a big hit. That really was. He appears to be okay. He was kind of clutching his back. The Pioneer defense has stayed out there, and they continue to drift back inside the 10. And so the officials, led by Todd Boyd, who got the conference game call for this one, will let us know what the decision has been. So take the 3 off the board, and the offense will come back out for the Bears. And the Pioneer defense stays out there. Second time this second half, they've had a stop with a penalty, aiding in a first down, and now first and goal at the 8.
Well, in the first one, we knew what happened. They got the stop. The penalty gave Lenoir-Rhyne a first down, and the very next play, it was a big touchdown. So
27-0 Lenoir-Rhyne. 2:34 to play. Pioneers won the 2021 spring game showdown. The only 2 teams I think that took the spring serious were Tusculum and Lenoir-Rhyne. And the Pioneers, and with the best team that Jerry Odom has had, won, and then it was an exodus. Lost coaching staff, lost players to transfer when the fall season began. Just a few short months after that conference championship was won in the spring. And we got our introduction to Trey Simmons, who actually didn't play poorly.
No, he certainly did not. But the Pioneers had high expectations going into that fall 21 season with that veteran team. But transfer portal, they all took off.
So first down and goal from the 8. Sean White pass. This is going to be Godwin. He'll grab it. He'll score it. And a flag after it. Touchdown LR. Touchdown Godwin getting the score from Sean White.
Well, just like we said, that's twice Lenoir-Rhyne has capitalized when they were essentially stopped. First down, very next play, touchdown.
And a Sean White career game here today through the air with his 4th touchdown pass of the game. This goes to Godwin. And the penalty aiding 6 instead of 3. So Godwin is going to be whistled for the unsportsmanlike. Another one, and he's disqualified from the game. But Godwin gets his 2nd receiving touchdown this year. That little play action and the tight end sprint out has been successful twice now in the game. Brown this time appears to be just fine. And the kick is up and good. We go to a break with your new score. It's all Lenoir-Rhyne. It's the Bears 34. It's the Pioneers 0. Pioneer football continues after this, driven by Gateway Ford Nissan through the Pioneer Sports Network and seen through Flow Sports. So we welcome you back into Pioneer Field, where the Bears on the board again thanks to another penalty. 7 plays, 69 yards, 3:11 off of the clock. And on the drive, 4 carries, 46 yards, 1 for 2 passing, and the touchdown. Sean White hitting John Godwin for 7 yards. And the point after is good. The penalty for unsportsmanlike will be tacked on here at the kick. So Brown will kick from the 20-yard line. And the Pioneers, Pittman and Bradley, are back deep for Tusculum. High kickoff, end over end, fielded at the 22, Pittman near side. 30, and then he has just turned backwards. Holy cow.
Looked like he was going to have a good opportunity for a nice return there, but just Lenoir-Rhyne was able to get in and close those holes and put it into it.
2 receivers. Sumner along with O'Brien. O'Brien has a touchdown today. Come up with the stop at the 31-yard line. 7-yard kickoff return. Wow. It's crazy. Everything about the Bears, what they've done today, has been exceptional. Braden Phillips, his 2nd series for the injured Matthew Palazzo. First down and 10. The Pioneers had 1 first down. They had Ofer on 3rd down. Have not yet got to 100 yards of offense. Rush to the near side. Good start here. 35 up to the 39-yard line. JoJo Restall, and he just hasn't been out. The offense has not been out there long enough. As a matter of fact, the offense has barely been out there at all. They haven't even been out there a quarter yet. 11 minutes.
And that was a great run by Restall. Picked up 9 yards, making it 2nd and 1 here. Slashing his way through.
Shellen back in motion. Phillips to pass it under pressure. Delivers it far side. Incomplete. And it's 3rd down and a yard for the Pioneers.
Just running out Phillips. Lenoir-Rhyne's just putting the pressure on all of the Pioneer quarterbacks. No matter what they do, everybody is having to rush.
Phillips, the sophomore out of Tallahassee, Florida. And again, the starter this season was Preston Roberts, listed as the backup today, but Phillips will go in for the injured Matthew Palazzo. And the Pioneers had Joe Robustelli for about a series and then came out with that calf injury again. Phillips will carry it, and he won't get there. Holy cow. Just great pursuit to the football, great physical ability as Percy King comes up with that tackle for the Bears.
And Phillips not quite got the running power that Matthew Palazzo does, and he tried to run through to get the 1st down, and the Bears just absolutely swamped him.
So Pope is going to come back out, 4th down and a yard from the 40-yard line for the Pioneers. Another 3 and out for Tusculum. The display of dominance today by the Bears. And again, I'll go back to it. We've covered the SAC for a long time. And they made the change for coaches. And when they did with Wayne Hicks and the job that they wanted to do, turn things around, it may not have necessarily been him. Fair catch asked for and received at the 23 by Lester. Let's go. But you started with him somewhat making that change. They weren't very successful. They didn't have great records. I felt like he was able to recruit. It was a couple of years after that Goldie came in. Mike Houston staff has come in. You know, just the transformation since 2009, 2010 for this Bears team. When we really started, they were one of the bottom dwellers in the league. Right now, they're the king of the conference.
Well, I mean, a lot of that not only is just the coaching staff, but also look at, former athletic director Neil McGahee and everything about Lenoir-Rhyne University, the commitment they have made to making it just the absolute gem of the conference as far as facilities goes.
It shows in Wingate. It shows here at Lenoir-Rhyne, and it shows really Catawba starting to make some strides in that and make up some ground as well.
And we got another penalty flag down there. But, we've talked about this on our travels. If you're a young person choosing a SAC school, Hickory is a bigger area than most. There's things to do, things to see, the facilities at the school. So, I think they certainly have a leg up on the other schools in the conferences recruiting-wise to get these players.
Into the play, which was the 41, 42-yard line. They'll add 15 yards from there, as if you need to help the Bears anymore. The Pioneers have done that this second half. They have 2 penalties in the first half. We've started to vent a little frustration here in the later stages, and we're not even through the third quarter yet.
No, 41 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Lenoir-Rhyne leading this game 34-0. It's not that it isn't already out of hand, but the Pioneers just aren't even slowing them down, really.
1st and 10 at the Pioneer 42, 41 seconds here in the third. Sean White, career day for him. 4 touchdowns tossed in this contest. Came in with 6 touchdowns passing on the day. 4 today. Here's Dwayne McGee, his first long run of the game. It's his longest as he'll take it inside the 30, near the 20-yard line as his...
1st down, Bears.
Barring a comeback, the Pioneers have their largest challenge. It would be the greatest comeback in school history. But right now the Bears have it. 1st and 10 at the Pioneer 20 as we start the fourth quarter, leading at 34-0. Sean White once more, and he'll get it. Wide open is Yates for his third of the game. Touchdown LR. Touchdown White to Yates. And White, last week's Conference Offensive Player of the Week, has thrown 5 touchdowns today.
Might give Lenoir-Rhyne something they have to figure out ahead of next week's playoff game. Who's going to be their starting quarterback?
Well, Jalen Ferguson has been good. Sean White has been good. You got 2 guys that can get the job done. Not bad. Took 5 seconds to start this fourth quarter. And the Bears in complete control as Brown's point is up and good. We go back to a break. Back in 30 seconds. 14:55 left in the game. It's now Lenoir-Rhyne 41 and Tusculum 0. Pioneer football continues after this. Driven by Gateway Ford Nissan on the Pioneer Sports Network and seen through Flow Sports. Three plays, 77 yards. Took a minute, 59 seconds to be exact. Threw a couple of passes, ran once. Dwayne McGee had the big run, and the Pioneers give up another touchdown, another passing touchdown. White's 5th of the game, Yates 3rd of the game. Those 2 with career games today. Brown to kick it away for the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears again. And Pittman and Bradley are back deep for the Tusculum Pioneers. So Brown's kick, far side. It'll hit at the 11, picked up by Pittman at the 9. Near side, great pursuit by the Bears special teams. Pittman is dragged down about the point where he grabbed the ball at the 11 at the 12-yard line.
Ryan, other Super Region 2 games that have gone final. Number 5, Benedict has defeated Albany State 47-0. Number 25, West Florida 52-6 victories over Shawan. Excuse me, number 11, Delta State 41-3 over Mississippi College. And in the fourth quarter, 18th-ranked Virginia Union leads Fayetteville State 21-10.
With that said, Lenoir-Rhyne probably won't be able to move up, just depending on the final spot. They're 4th right presented.
On the carry, Lenadrick Bradley. Tackle for the Bears, number 9, Devin Hibbett. Bradley on the carry again. Tackle made by number 5, Cedarius Kelly. Second down, Pioneers. Phillips pass intended for number 4, A.J. Hill, incomplete. Third down.
Great success on it is the fourth quarter. Tusculum University still has 1 first down in this football game.
So Benedict winning, Delta State winning. Well, they're second. They just picked up their second. Valdosta State will play later, but likely would win, and LR is 4th. Those were the 3 teams ahead of them. 3rd down and 10 for the Pioneers. 13:48 to play in this football game. Phillips to pass. Breaking away, throwing it far side where it's going to be tipped and picked. Interception by the Bears after it hits off the backside of a Pioneer and a Bear, and it's going to be intercepted. And I can't tell who has the football, but it's going to be picked.
Intercepted by number 13.
It looked like Malik Taylor it is. Malik Taylor looked as if he came up the very opportunistic grab as it was tipped up into the air, and the Pioneer offense turns it over.
You mentioned Valdosta State. They are ranked 19th in the country. They're at home, 7 p.m. kickoff. West Georgia playing a visit down.
Well, again, could go. That's very interesting because of the way that goes with the seeding, especially in that. West Georgia is the 5th-ranked team in the region. Valdosta State, the 3rd-ranked team in the region. Well, so, I mean, really some things could happen there where LR could actually move up a spot then. Bears have the football back. Sean White stays out there. Dillard on the carry, and he'll be hit right at the line of scrimmage and gain maybe a yard or even 2.
On the carry, number 2,
as he is brought down by Ernest Johnson III and John Smith.
And after that last play, 3rd down, the Pioneers are now officially 0-11 on 3rd down conversions. And still only have 1 first down.
Well, they had 2. They had 1 the first down. They picked up a first down on that run. So it's their 2nd. But, yeah, only 2. 2nd down to 9. The other thing, the Pioneers haven't been shut out since 2016, Joe. Wingate did it in the Hurricane game, 19-0.
I'm familiar with it. I got shut out worse than the Pioneers later that evening.
It poured rain in that game. It was awful.
I got to spend a Saturday night sleeping in the parking lot of the Holiday Inn Express in Pembroke, North Carolina.
So a penalty against the Pioneers. Their 6th penalty of the second half. They had 2 penalties in the first half. The Bears have 1 penalty here this second half. Each team was penalized twice in the first half. 2nd down and 4 at the 22 after the interception by the Bears. Snap is high, and they end up tossing it on that jet sweep, and the Pioneer defense is good to get there quickly after a gain of maybe 2 on the play. Wesley Scott was the first one there for the Pioneer in his final game as the Pioneer has had a big day.
I gave the Bears about 3 yards there and making it 3rd and 1.
3rd down, Bears.
So 3rd down and a yard. Sean White had a great game. Give him full credit. Austin Cagle has checked in, the senior, for the Bears for this series. Snap is back, chest high, handoff. This will be Dillard, who will go in amidst the muck right there in the middle of the field. He'll move the chains down to the 17, 1st and 10 for the Bears.
Lenoir-Rhyne just continues to pound the football right up through. When they need big yardage, they get big yardage. They need short yardage. That's what they got. They got a new set of downs.
27 first downs for LR. 2 for Tusculum. 456 to 86 is the yardage. 1st down and 10 for the Bears. Cagle works out of the gun. 3 wide outs to the near side. Dillard is on his right shoulder. Bears lead 41-0. Snap, chest high. Dillard handoff up the middle. 10, 5, and dragged down by Jermaine Witherspoon, saving a touchdown to the 4.
But that does move it up 1st and goal before for Lenoir-Rhyne.
First and goal, Bears.
Pioneer defense has been on the field longer than they have been on the field all year. And we're 10 minutes to go in the game.
Yeah.
33 minutes for the Bears of time of possession. The Pioneers have had it for 14 minutes. And still going. Biggest win for the Bears. They're on their way to their biggest win. Largest margin of victory in this series. Dillard right up the middle for nothing, as he'll be brought down by the Pioneers, and that's Chris Smith. Smith makes that stop.
Think about this series. We've seen some really great games. The Ricardo Copley game that helped us Pioneers win the SAC championship in 2003. The game a couple years before that, right here at about this position, the Pioneers won that game 10-9 thanks to a DJ Starling blocked field goal right as time expired.
You had that game in 2015, the 3 overtime thriller that was 55-52. The Bears won that game. That was kind of the start of their dominance in the series with Tusculum. Cagle's going to roll the pocket on 2nd and goal from the 4. It's a throwback, and it's going to be caught for the 6th passing touchdown of the football game, the 2nd receiving touchdown of the game for Tate O'Brien. And Cagle has his first touchdown toss, and it adds 6 more for the Bears.
Takes them up 47-0, awaiting the extra point here.
So it will be Keaton to snap it, Clark to hold it, and Brown to kick it for the Bears. He has 1 miss today in the extra point department. Snap, hold, kick is good. And we go back to a break. Another timeout here from Pioneer Field. It's all LR. 15th ranked Lenoir-Rhyne, 48, Tusculum 0. 9:46 left in the football conference championship game as you listen on the Pioneer Sports Network, driven by Gateway Ford Nissan and seen through Flow Sports. Six plays, 28 yards after a drive that began on a Pioneer turnover and interception. The 3-yard touchdown pass to Tate O'Brien from the backup quarterback today at Austin Cagle. 4 carries for 17 yards on that drive. And Cagle's pass to O'Brien. So White threw for 5 touchdowns. Cagle now has a touchdown. 6 touchdowns through the air. And 1 touchdown on the ground from Turner Knox. 475 yards of offense for the Bears, just 86 for the Pioneers.
You know, with the, 24 seniors here, obviously this is not going to be a fond memory of them, that their final game in Tusculum uniform, so you really hate that for these guys.
Yeah, but, you know, you're here.
Yeah,
you're playing for the conference title. And so there's something to take, you know, right? You know, something for them to take away in this. But the Bears came in, they had a different mindset today. Brown kicking it away, far side. Bouncing at the 15, fielded at the 14, Pittman. And he'll move it across the 20 up to the 24-yard line. But everything about today for the Bears has been as advertised. The best defense that we've seen. It's been a challenge for everybody to score on them this year, where they've allowed just 10.9 points per contest. Benedict, as a matter of fact, they had another shutout today, right? They are leading the nation, allowing just 8.3 points a game.
No, Benedict actually gave up 10 points to Albany State today. 47-10 was that score.
So the Bears don't give up points at home. Single digits all year is what they allowed at home. It's the double digits they allowed on the road. But here today, it's a big goose egg. Handoff, Bradley carries it across the 25, and really effort just all on his own. It has been an improved offensive line for the Pioneers this season, no question about it. But this Bear defense, also no question the best we've seen.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best football team all around that we've seen in every facet all year long.
2nd down and 5 for the Pioneers. Phillips to pass. He's got a man through the hands of Burke. Was wide open. I guess the lights, he's kind of looking up at the lights, and it went right through the wickets. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, Burke, the ball was thrown just a few inches above his head, and he was having to reach up and look, and I guess he had to look up, and you say he was kind of positioned back toward the corner lights and maybe got blinded.
3rd down, 5 for the Pioneers. Phillips in relief of Palazzo, who was injured in the 3rd quarter. Pass complete to Bradley, 30. And we've converted a 3rd down and have our 3rd first down of the day.
Hey, small victories.
Yeah. Across the 35 to the 38-yard line, where it's 1st and 10 for the Pioneers by Bradley, the converted wide receiver as a running back.
Pioneers still trying to go forward. They're on the ball, ready to go. Haven't even got the change move, even though they're down 48-0.
Hand off to Bradley. He'll start up the middle, bounce it outside for a gain of 2 at the 40-yard line. And I didn't say enough about this. There's a lot of clean jerseys that are out there in this football game, including, looks like Biggs playing defense. I don't know if Biggs had that interception a few moments ago. Biggs, again, wearing number 13. Keelan Parsons changed his jersey to 13, so it's hard to tell if that's the case. We haven't been given that information, but Biggs was credited with the interception. Phillips going to go deep down the middle, and this pass is going to be high and incomplete, intended for A.J. Hill, and it'll be 3rd down and 8. We just haven't been able to take shots today because we haven't been able to stay on the field today because we've had no rhythm on offense because we haven't picked up first downs.
No, and we're looking at 3rd down and long here again with the Pioneers.
Want to talk a little bit, though, again about John Ross May, who finishes today. It looks as if he'll have just 3 tackles, but a defense that hasn't been out there very much for LR. Phillips to pass on 3rd down. This pass will be incomplete, as Zeron Collins was the intended target, and it's 4th down. But John Ross May, the current leader with tackles for this team, he's 2nd on the team in tackles for loss, 48 solo tackles, the most that a linebacker is recorded in a single season for him. Previously 31. And a guy that, just a junior, I've been talking about John Ross May for his entire career here at LR, and he makes impacts. He didn't have to today because the defense wasn't out there that much, but a good player. This defense as a whole, great for the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. We moved early before the snap. Last year, Andre Jefferson recorded that single game and career best 5.5 sacks, 6 tackles for loss. The team had 10 sacks for 72 yards. That's not what it is today. I feel our offensive line did pretty good. The Bears held the Pioneers to 1 of 13 on 3rd downs last year, Joe. They held them to 1 of 13 on 3rd downs last year. Today, Pioneers are 1 of 13 on 3rd downs. Another fair catch asked for by Rogers, who fields it at the 29. The Bears have it with 8:01 to play in the football game.
You talk about those clean jerseys for both teams, and that's the smartest thing to do because obviously this thing is decided in terms of what the result's going to be. So both sides, you get young guys out there to let them play. If you're Lenoir-Rhyne, you don't run the risk of getting a key player injured heading into the playoffs. And then also maybe get some guys that their temperature and blood's not as high as the others, and to prevent something silly from happening that doesn't need to at this point.
Pioneers with those 24 seniors, as Joe talked about. Many of them will see the field for the very last time here, but at Pioneer Field. Cagle stays out there as the quarterback. New running back for the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. Handoff. And a tackle is going to be made for the Pioneers. Again, new faces out there. That is going to be Michael McFadden, Jr. out of Apopka, Florida.
A whole lot of players on this team from Florida. And I actually saw quite a few, whenever I came in, there was quite a few cars in the parking lot with Florida tags. So at least they did have some fans come up here to watch these guys today.
You know, and people that come knowing the meaning of what today is. It's a conference championship game. A lot of people wanted to be in this position today. And the Pioneers earned it, getting that win last week in 2 overtimes against Mars Hill. Cagle will line up in the gun. And before this play gets underway, flag, so likely an infraction going against the Bears.
You know, talk about this season, the Pioneers, they're going to wind up 6-5 overall, 6-3 in the conference. Legitimately could have been an 8-win team. Look back at that Emory and Henry game, and the Barton game just didn't go their way because they couldn't keep control of the football.
Ty Roberson is the running back, by the way, out of Lawrence, South Carolina. Lawrence happens to be the sister city of Greenville, if you didn't know. High snap, Cagle brings it down. Roberson carries it, and Roberson is hit and dropped in the backfield. And a nice hit in that backfield for the Pioneers. Looks like Cam Sanders out of Chattanooga East Ridge High School. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and long for the Bears, who lead the game 48-0.
Everybody taking their time now. Both teams looking over at their respective sidelines, seeing what to do because the guys on the field aren't used to being out there.
Is this where you need me to line up? Did not expect that when you came in today, but a lot of credit to this coaching staff at Tusculum getting these guys to this point. That coaching staff for Coach Jacobs at Lenoir-Rhyne, championship caliber. Both coaching staffs, championship caliber. Roberson carries it. He's going to be dropped at the line of scrimmage, and a nice job there by Robinson, who makes that tackle. That being Andre Robinson, the senior out of Covington, his twin brother Adrian. Of course, 4 sets of twins on this football team for the Pioneers.
Talk about getting a package deal.
Yeah. As drifting back deep to receive the punt for the Pioneers is the Ashton Hagens. Milledgeville, Georgia will drift back deep. Simmons to punt it with the clock running at 5:40 to play in this football game, and LR in control 48-0. High snap, Simmons brings it down. Gets away the punt. End over end wobbler that will hit at the 45 and take a Pioneer roll up to the 47, where the Pioneer offense will have it 1st and 10, 5:27 to play in the game.
Well, maybe now at least excellent starting field position here late in the contest. The Pioneers at least can do something to put some points on the board. But, of course, you know Lenoir-Rhyne will be wanting to keep the shutout intact.
Pioneers haven't been shut out since 2016 against the Wingate Bulldogs. The Bears, who come in here to today, and again, just the job that they have been able to put forth and they have done. They have one shutout against Erskine this year where they won 62-0. Toss near side, Bradley, 45, 50, spinning to the Bear 48-yard line, where he will be brought down there by the secondary, and that being Brent Childers, a junior from Granite Falls, North Carolina, the home of Eric Church.
You talk about these shutouts. You go back and look at series history. There's only ever been one other shutout in this series. That was 1924 in Hickory, where the Bears won 6-0.
2nd down and 6. Bradley spinning, and he might do well to get back to the line of scrimmage, so it doesn't matter who the Bears put in there. That front four is good. That being Jordan Herndon, a linebacker, a freshman out of Conyers, South Carolina.
That makes it 3rd manageable here. Pioneers can get a little bit of something going.
Pioneers have gone over 100 yards of offense on 3rd down and 6 here. Phillips to pass. Pass to the far side. He's got a man complete. 40 and thrown out of bounds there for the Pioneers. That looks as if it is Corey Moreau. Moreau, the sophomore from Moncks Corner, South Carolina, moves the chains 1st and 10.
This is the farthest Tusculum has gone in Bear territory on their own merits. They got the good starting field position with that bad exchange on the punt earlier.
4:10 left in the game. Low snap picked up at his ankles. Phillips looking to pass. He's got a man out there. It's Kamani Brown. Caught it at the 10. He's got it down to the 6-yard line. 1st and goal for the Pioneers for the first time into the red zone.
These young guys not getting a lot of playing time. They're anxious. They're getting down there. They're ready to go.
Kamani Brown, known as Showtime. He had the toss last week to his brother, Zeron Collins, for the 2-point conversion that gave the Pioneers the win. So now Phillips on 1st down and goal at the 6-yard line. He just stood in the pocket. He stood there. He waited for Brown to come open, and he just did get open. Bradley on his left shoulder. Zach Maskey, the tight end, lined up to the left. Phillips will take off left, and there's just a wall of white jerseys to slow him down for a loss of about a yard.
Yeah, not quite got the running ability of Matthew Palazzo. We discussed that earlier in this situation. Whenever he ran into the wall, he wasn't going to break through it.
It was a quarterback run by Palazzo, which got him a stinger on that shoulder, and I hope that's all it is. He's also a broadcaster for Radio Greenville. Sure could use him this weekend coming up. Phillips out of the gun. Back to pass, looking into the end zone. Kamani Brown caught it. Touchdown Pioneers. There will be no shutout today as Showtime with the 7-yard touchdown completion from Phillips.
At least the Pioneers did get on the board and they got something to show for it. And at least got some folks here. Everybody's still fired up and they're cheering for this Tusculum team.
So Phillips with the touchdown toss for the Pioneers. Kamani Brown getting into the end zone last week, throwing the 2-point conversion. And Kamani Brown, he had 9 catches. That's his 2nd receiving touchdown this year. Phillips with his first touchdown toss this season. And Nick Pope to add the point, which is up and is good. 2:52 left in the game. Back to Pioneer Field in 30 seconds. It's Lenoir-Rhyne 48. It's Tusculum 7. Pioneer football continues, driven by Gateway Ford Nissan on the Pioneer Sports Network and seen through Flow Sports. Six plays, 53 yards, 2:35 off the clock. Kamani Brown, a huge impact on that drive for Tusculum. His 2 catches and a long of 33 set up the touchdown pass from Phillips to Brown. Phillips 4-14 now in the game with the touchdown. And the Tusculum Pioneers are on the board and with the point after. So to kick it away, Harrison Botzel out of Kennesaw, Georgia, where we played our first game of the year. Seems just like yesterday. High kickoff, fair caught right at the 25-yard line by Turner Knox, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bears.
You know, it's always funny the way time plays tricks on your mind. This time of year, always you think about things that school year back in August that almost seems like a lifetime ago, but then other times you think long ago. So,
and for me, it was yesterday, really, and just seeing D. Alford there at Georgia. He came up to the booth, he sat and had a conversation, and you know, the game was actually pretty well played. Roberson on the carry on 1st down from the 25. He'll carry it to the 34-yard line near side. Brought down by a host of Pioneers. And one of the guys, Tarek Pons, there on the stop. The sophomore out of Lake City, Florida.
But, you know, you follow that Kennesaw State game, the unusual game for us, Virginia State, and we're thinking the Pioneers are 0-2. What's it going to do when we travel to Wingate, 3 straight games to start the road, and come back with a win over the Bulldogs?
That's the game I go back. The Virginia State game is the game. We had a chance to win that.
Yeah.
You know, the last – we didn't have an opportunity to really bring that to you, but we had a chance to win that game. The Barton game was interesting because just the ways Jaquan Lynch plays, Jordan Terrell plays, just how good they are. And we weren't, you know, we're making kind of we're kind of in that situation. Are we making a switch? Are we going with the quarterback situation this way? And we did, and so that was tough. But then you go back and you look at several of these other games that the Pioneer Wingate game sticks out, obviously. That the week, the Catawba game was big here, and then Barton was a head scratcher. The Carson, first time we've won at Mossy Creek.
Yeah.
You know, in this modern era of football, if you will. Going back to the 30s, ending decades of losses there. Of course, we didn't play for several decades. 1st down and 10 for the Bears. Roberson carrying it, running it left side, and he'll be brought down. And there yet another stop for the Pioneers, and a young man that's right there in that Chattanooga area is Cam Sanders. So I look at Carson, you know, a lot of firsts for this team. Wise, the big win here on homecoming. Emory Henry is the devastating loss in overtime. Got things right against Erskine. Came home against Marseille. Had one drive offensively. One real good drive offensively. Who can score, and then the overtime stuff. That defense, they've been standing on their head all season long, and this offense has just kind of come along, and they have gotten better. Cagle out of the gun, out of an offset eye, and they hand it off to Roberson across the 45 to the 46 as we're inside the minute to play, and the bucket dumps and celebration on the Bears sideline, rightfully so. A true conference championship game to determine a true conference champion.
Yeah, I mean, and even if we didn't have the conference championship game, they were head and shoulders again. They're going to finish the regular season 10-1, 8-1 in the conference.
The Bears won't take another snap. The two coaches are going to come out and meet at midfield for the handshake. And really, the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears, tip of the cap to you guys. You have proven to be, once again, the tops in the South Atlantic Conference. In the title game today, the Bears maul the Bears. Final score, Lenoir-Rhyne 8, Tusculum 7. Stay tuned for our Pioneer postgame. That is on the way. Following this contest, the Tusculum Pioneers playing in their first conference title game, winning the Mountain Division 24, playing a final game here at Pioneer Field. The Bears know that the date next with somebody at Moret Stadium, where they have not given up hardly any points on the season whatsoever, held every opponent to single digits. And for the Pioneers, just a great campaign to get to this point. Coming off an 8-win season, there wasn't a whole lot expected out of this Pioneer football team. The offense gets to a conference championship doing just enough, led by, again, this Pioneer defense this year. But today, the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears were the better team. Again, your final, the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears 48, the Tusculum Pioneers 7. This has been the conference championship game, presented by Gateway Sports, by Gateway Ford Nissan on the Pioneer Sports Network and seen Sports.
Popsy.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to midfield, where South Atlantic Conference Commissioner Patrick Britz will present the 2023 SAC Football Championship Awards. We would now like to recognize our runner-up team for an outstanding effort in today's game. Will the members of the Tusculum Pioneers please come forward and accept the championship game runner-up award. At this time, we'd like to recognize the 2023 SAC Football Championship Game Most Valuable Player. With 5 touchdowns passing, your 2023 SAC Football Championship Game MVP is Sean White, quarterback of Lenoir-Rhyne. And now, will the members of Lenoir-Rhyne Bears please come forward and accept the championship game trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2023 SAC football champions, the Bears of Lenoir-Rhyne University. Fans, thank you for attending the 2023 SAC Football Championship. We remind you that the 2023 SAC Fall Sports Championships are underway. Visit thesac.com/championships for the most up-to-date information on the 2023 SAC Championships. And as always, we ask that you please drive home safely.